best friends, love could be dangerous. So good, can't restrain from it. You're the one, you're my favorite. You're the love that I can't forget. Something so platonic, you got it. To be honest, cause you modest. Yeah, you a boss, bitch, you my best friend. You flawless, you my love friend and homie. On the nights where your heart is lonely, so pick up the phone, call on me. The doors don't like you ain't gotta wait on me. When we in public, we say that we bro and sis. Come around your man and you never know what it is. I know it's mine, I let him think that it's his. I'm playing your daddy and even play with his kids. Been cool so many years, we know each other the best. Got skeletons in our closet we can never confess. Took our secrets to the grave so we never would tell. You even sent me pussy pics that whole summer in jail. That shit was real. That's why your nigga love the shit out you. Wanna kiss and wanna hug the shit out you. Wanna do anything you want and fuck the shit out you. If a nigga cross the line, I even bust a stick about. I said my baby ain't average, nah. Try me, my bitch gon' slide, and you know it's gon' be casket claws. She so sophisticated, I can't fuck with no ratchets, nah. Got a whole man at home, but for me she get active, yeah. I be like, go best, yeah. I said I love it when you hold me, and when we chillin', smoke a whole tree. Yeah, we layin' back, listen to oldies. Yeah, baby girl, put it on me. She my lover, friend, and homie. Ain't no need to be alone tonight, girl, I know that you want me. Please pick up the phone, girl, and just call on me. I left the door unlocked, come in, girl, ain't gotta wait on me. You're my lover, friend, and homie.
Shorty just because I need Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada, all of the above. If I put you on the spot, you gotta get the job done. Say he the man with the play. Come past tonight. Once we go other places, it can't be undone. He said, baby girl, now here we go. You can get it, baby. Oh, you can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Name the cost. You can get it, baby. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want.
Fair Use Rights Act is in effect. The show is brought to you by UART and is
Name the
sponsored by
cost, you can get it, baby. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Name the cost, you can get it, baby. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. You can.
Fair Use Rights Act is in effect. This show is brought to you by UART and is sponsored by Tailoring for the Alpha Male and Queen, where we'll have you looking your best when it's time to impress.
Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing they buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing they buttons. Been a hater since like forever, my nigga. What's all of the fuss for? You see me shining, I know that you watching, you stay on my page, so you must know. Someone told me my Durango was ugly, like why I got dents in the front though. But then a week later I saw the same nigga, but they was still waiting on the bus though. How ironic, I'm shining on them. Never stop, I keep grinding on them. My girl ex probably hate my guts, now her ring got blue and white diamonds on them. Hell yeah, niggas plotting on me, but my son spoiled rotten, homie. And that mean you come at me, you gon' need a freezer, not a doctor, homie. But back to the car, fuck it run. I just don't look at the mileage. I don't be talking, niggas be negative, I just be moving in silence. It's my time to shine, so I wanna talk about something that's other than violence. Like how about the fact I'm young and I'm black and I'm about to graduate college? Hell no, they don't like that. A young nigga on the right track, they just wanna see the gun on me. You could call that a ice pack. If you don't like it, just keep it moving. Now we could call that a life hack. I knew I was a diamond in the rough. Now you could catch me where the lights at, nigga. Look at me shine. I'm on the grind, handling mines. I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting. Now I'm just pushing their buttons. I never run, I got a son, and I got one more on the way. I gotta make it, cause these little niggas gon' need me to show them the way. So every beat and at every show, I'm tryna blow them away. My pops wasn't shit, cause he chose to leave, but I'm never going away. Hey, we a family, that's team shit. Set it up so they don't need shit. I might never make the Forbes list, but I'm about to make the Dean's list. Drugs ruined everything around me, it's probably why I never dreamed shit. I guess a nigga grew up so. I think my mama was a seamstress. And back in the day, teachers would clown me, they used to tell me I'm hood. Now when somebody got something to tell me, I'm just gonna tell them I'm good. Cause niggas been hating, they see the movement, I always knew they was watching. I could go on a run or throw it away, but I always knew I had options. Stay independent, be a producer, or should I go for a deal? Whatever passage leads me to money, cause I'm kinda short of a meal. Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror like damn, do you know how this feels? I started with nothing, but look at me now, so tell them the glow up is real. Like look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing their buttons. Look at me shine, I'm on the grind, handling mines, I get it for real. Taking my time, make up my mind, then I go get it. How does it feel? Came from the bottom, straight out the mud. Nigga, I came up from nothing. Niggas was hating, niggas was doubting, now I'm just pushing their buttons.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? It's Easy on the Eyes podcast, and it's your man KB. Hold up, I just got wrong. Hold up, it's your man KB, and this Easy on the Eyes podcast. That sounds a whole lot better. What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday. Come on, let me get this thing right here. I just clicked off the screen by mistake, but I don't know how we do. It's pregame time.
Yeah.
All right. Big up. Happy Sunday to everybody out here. It's pretty Sunday out here in the Midwest South. Yeah, I mean, we got a good show coming up for you. We're gonna talk that Vanity Oscar red carpet. It's like a big topic that we had out here this week. Yeah, I mean, I want to get the input of the panel, and we also have the brother Grammy nominated writer Christopher Barnes in the building today. So we're gonna chop it up with the gang. I got my girl Mo in the building. What up, Mo? I see you back there. Of course, the brother Chad Ack, live in Calore, is in the building. But y'all know how we do it right now. Y'all know it's pregame time, so spark up, sip up. We got 25 and up in the background right there out of Oklahoma City. Special shout out to them and their little deal that they just got for the That Ain't My Baby. Y'all know, y'all hear me playing That Ain't My Baby. Get the That Ain't My Baby condom. How about that? Ask me how you can get it, how you can get you a pack. That Ain't My Baby. Shout out to Honey LaBang in the background. Shout out to the Walkcast. Everybody getting together doing our thing. We excited out here. Y'all know we got it popping right now in the back. So with no further ado, I'm gonna bring my man and sis up. What's up, Chad? What's up, Mo?
What's up? How you doing? You said what?
Let me find out.
Hold on, I can't hear what you. What you saying?
What you say, Mo? You gotta hold on, Mo. You got some headphones?
I do. Hold on one
second. Put your headphones in because you echoing like I don't know what. What's up, Chad? What's up? How's it doing? How you doing today, bro?
Doing good. I got a lot of stuff today. I cleaned up my. I put all my dogs in there.
Right.
I did a lot. I got some done today. But what about yourself? How are you?
Man, I got a lot of rest. I was with the kiddies all weekend, so you know what I mean. I came in, and grandson, granddaughter, they was in here, and they wasn't leaving the room. They wasn't leaving the room with Papa, so it was like, all right. I just had to put them out like, hey, look, I gotta go live real quick. You heard of what I said? You about to do your podcast?
Look, you're not jumping.
Now that's clear right there, Mo. I can hear you. Okay. All right, Mo, let's talk to us now. What's good with it? How you doing?
What's happening? I'm good. Long day, always.
Okay. All right. Who was that trying to dig up in your nose? Who that? Tell him we
He's
live.
Trying to help me use these things, y'all. I'm like not into the technology. This is my son right here. Would you give me just 1 second so I can make sure I got him in right?
All right, you good. So yeah, Chad, that was my week prosperous, bro. You know what I mean? It was
okay.
Got a lot of going through everything. Me just being excited, man. So how was your week, Mo?
Man, my weeks are fast, y'all. Fast. I ain't even gonna lie. I had 4 heads today, so I'm just like finished with dinner with the kids, chilling, getting ready for this podcast. I'm so excited to be interviewing Christopher.
So, what you cook for dinner?
We have some chicken wings, and we have pasta, and we got green beans and some yams. Ooh. My kids, they love to cook too, so
that sounds good. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I ain't ate yet, y'all. So after this, I'm chowing down. Okay, Chad, I really love your braids.
Thank you. And then go down to my knees. But,
oh my God! Oh, I want to see him in person. I love him.
Well, yeah, that's my last part. I got my nails done.
Yeah,
So
you
this is my last
ready?
part for my birthday.
Yeah,
Uh, it's coming up next week. Next
yeah.
weekend.
Turn
I'm
up,
so
turn
excited.
up.
I told him he came in here look like Rick James and shit.
Don't start. Don't start. And I had to like, cause I've been waiting to see it. I said I can't wait to see them. They are so nice. I love it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah. I'm
turn up
glad
with
that
them braids.
oh yeah. This is my and next month that's when we're going to Bahamas. So this is my Bahamas shirt. I already
And
got
you
my.
gotta do that dance. You gotta do the dance when they do this one. You know, you gotta do that one.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that already. Yeah, I've been doing it.
Look, I've been ready. For real.
I've been doing it already.
I don't know what y'all talking about. What the hell y'all talking
You said what?
You said what?
I don't even know what dash y'all talking about. What dash y'all talking about?
When
No,
you
it's
get the
just a
long,
hair, like little hair
yeah,
whip.
when you get your long
You gotta
hair,
make sure,
you gotta do
make sure
that.
it's bouncing and going,
Then you gotta throw that
yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah.
You got
throw it around.
That's the only way you
You
know
gotta
it's
test the
real,
bottom.
Yeah. You
you
wouldn't know
got
nothing about that, bro.
you
Not right
got
now.
to throw your neck around and all that shit. That's what you said.
Yeah. That too. They don't but them is knotless, right? Chad?
Um, I don't know all them terms. What that mean?
Is it like to the scalp or is it
Yeah, it's braided from the scalp. That's the plaid
okay? So it's box braids.
box
Okay.
braids. Okay, there you go. There you
Yeah, yes. They did them really thin, so they don't look too heavy.
go. No, no,
KB.
they're light. I was
Yeah.
expecting them to be a little bit more heavier, but they're not.
Yeah,
And
they look
but
like
I
they
didn't have them.
flowing. Yeah,
Rick
You
she
said
did
James.
what?
an awesome job.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Carnell.
Yes, Cardia.
So this week, y'all know what the topic was. It was real big. It was all on social media. No, I like to let it marinate before I jump in, give my food thought. I'm glad this will be your Sunday anyway, because we really get the let stuff marinate. You can hear me now? It came a little bit clear. I saw you set up a little bit. So
Yeah.
this they had the what was that? The Vanity Oscar red carpet.
Mm. With the
Are you
outfits.
talking about the Vanity? Yeah, the
Oh
Vanity Fair
yeah,
party.
with Reed that everybody keep on talking about all the outfits, mainly Rihanna's, right?
Yeah, that was an Oscar party.
That
Oh, okay, it
wasn't
was an
yeah.
Oscar party.
That wasn't Rihanna's. That was Sierra's outfit.
Oh yeah, Sierra. Yeah,
So
Rihanna looked good with her baby bump too. So,
that was a this was a
Oh,
oh wow, that's a lot of people.
I,
Hold on,
look at
I was
all
I didn't
that
get to see that one,
black,
y'all.
I said
black
it all.
talent. That is beautiful.
Okay, I like that.
It
Turn
just looked
up.
like all the niggas went to the basement though. Is that what it looked like?
I'm done.
They
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 look
do
needed some
look
more
like they in the
space.
basement.
He said the space, man.
Meet us upstairs on the steps.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God! Just to be in that
In an
room,
old man,
I
in
would
an
be
old mansion.
starstruck.
I
To
don't
be in
know.
that
I
room,
like
oh
it.
my gosh!
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's like the more that you look at it, the more people you recognize. Oh yeah, I would
Yeah, it's
want to.
nice.
so with that being said, the thing that got everybody up in the uproar was Sierra and what she wore. You know, the
Oh,
first thing everybody said
With
was
a husband.
yeah, oh, man, but it got deleted on my shit.
I'm sure. I'm just saying, leather is in, and that.
Mm.
Oh, we talking about that one. I thought you were talking about the other one. I thought you were talking about
No,
the
he
leather.
talking. I knew he was talking about that one. I think it's all about the person. Like she got a husband and a career, and it's fashion. And she probably done showed more than that before. Good God. I'm just saying. That's my
So this
thoughts on
had
that.
it in the uproar. Would you want your woman out in the street dressed
He
like
was
that?
right there with her. Yep, he did.
You talking about the same man that was married to the white woman that fucked his best friend? You talking about him, right? You talking about we just about the same, right?
You said she fucked his best friend or he fucked her best friend.
No, she.
Okay.
You don't know the story behind Russell?
Not really, but even if that don't got nothing to
I
do
was
with
just
her
throwing
dressing.
salt in the game right there.
You saying
But
that he about to get cheated on again is what you telling me. That's what you're trying to say. Just say it, bro. She about to get cheated on. He
hey,
about to get cheated on by the next woman because he let her wear that out the house.
so before I get my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead. What you think about it, bro? You think that's the let me formulate a good question. Do you think this is appropriate?
Appropriate if it's no children there, and if it's a fashion show where they're showing their creativity in different ways, and it's more than her dressing like that. I mean, I don't have nothing to say about it. But that's just me. I'm very transparent when it comes to wearing what you want to wear. Doing what you want to do. So.
Okay. So you don't have no problem with her walking around like that.
To a party, to a vanity party, not to the malls. Like, oh my God, don't go to the mall. Don't go to the baby's daycare. Don't go to the Crestis. Don't go to none of those places. Yeah, but to a party, yeah.
What you think, Chad? Because I looked at some of the
I do
everybody.
agree. I'm like conflicted because like there's a part of me is like, damn, we didn't leave no room for imagination, and I like for my imagination to be able to fill in something, and I can't because it's like all right here. But at the same time,
If
it's
you gonna do it, gonna do it.
right, and I believe if you're gonna do it 100%.
On me, because you already going out.
She did it 100%, and granted, this wasn't like something regular. This was a party, and the people that were in the room were the people that were in the room. I mean, if there were children not understood the assignment and the industry that they're going into, regards to the after party, or going to a party, So I don't see anything wrong with it. You playing with me. If you see the stuff that I got prepared for the Bahamas.
Man,
I
and
was
it's
just
so crazy I'm saying that because I don't dress like that at all like that. But it's like, shoot, Sierra
so
dressed
look.
like
I
that.
was just about to ask you, Chad. Did you get thrown off the stage for having on something inappropriate or something like that? When he wouldn't let you on stage or some shit like that. You should the story behind that.
No, he wouldn't let me on stage because my nails was painted and because my hair was done and because I was gay. Or
So
to him,
Where were
I
you
was
at?
gay. I went to it was a Black History thing that they have on the east side, and one of the east side, the sheriffs down there, one of my friends, Soul, she was performing and she asked me to go on stage with her, and he let everybody on stage, and he pushed me back. He said, "Where you going?" And then because first thing that he saw was my nails,
Yeah.
and then I mean I had a lace shirt on, but it's a lace shirt.
Right.
And this is a performance. So what the
Right.
fuck? So yeah, he was just like, no, you ain't. And then I was like,
Discriminated.
okay, yeah, it was
Bad.
you
I would have
can
just
find that
I would
funny,
pop
KD, but
your ass.
that was real disrespectful.
On
And
me. That is.
and it was from a Black leader in our community. So you might find that humorous, but I found that very disrespectful because
I find
you
it
don't know me,
disrespectful.
and then
Mm-hmm.
and it's already a stigma against Black gay people anyway. And then on top of that, I'm a bisexual
Yeah.
and I'm an androgynous male. So when somebody look at me, they paint them with their own filters and be very discriminatory against myself, against Black people in our community. So yeah, laugh, but that's not funny to me.
look, I'm laughing with you. I know. Of course, I ain't making fun of it. But look, you
Yeah, not at all.
he said, no, you ain't. Like I could just imagine him standing on the side of the stage, like, nah, no, you ain't. But so check
But
this. So
still,
I'm saying that because evidently this sheriff must have thought that it was inappropriate, right? In his mind, the way that he was judging, right? He
I'm
thought
inappropriate. That's the problem. No, you forget one.
that is discrimination.
It is who I am.
For real.
Right.
And inappropriate just based off of what I look like. No matter if I had on not a see-through shirt or not, it was me.
And who was he to judge if it was okay for him to get on stage if anybody else wasn't?
She wasn't.
He wasn't.
I want to spin that around into what Sierra have on, right?
They let her in.
Would you? Your boyfriend just cooked dinner. He tell you invite your girlfriend over. Is that appropriate for her to walk into your house with it
Now,
on?
KB,
You don't understand the assignment. She understood the assignment. This is an
Right.
after party. You need
Thank
But
to
but it's also but it's
after
also but
party.
it's also but it's also a red carpet. So you know that it's going to be seen worldwide.
a
You just
red
said you
because it
said
got red carpet to the after party. It's a
uh,
red carpet.
and it's the Oscar, it's the Vanity Oscar party. So
Vanity. Listen,
you
did you
know
hear the word vanity? I'm sorry, you just took me all
Right.
the way.
Fashion. They probably made it for her, the
Oh, wrong.
word.
hold up, but
Situation.
everybody ain't dressed like that though,
That's
right?
because listen, I don't want to be everybody. This is why
I want to be everybody.
I don't want to be everybody. She said, "Let me be
I
myself.
gotta
Let
do
me be
something
comfortable in
different.
this after party. I done had kids. My body was still snatched.
Okay.
Everybody
So
else wants to wear fabrics. Maybe it was too hot. Maybe she having heat flashes. You don't know. Judging.
So yeah, I'm a male, so yeah, and when I look at that and I see that, I'm a judge it. You
And
understand
I
what I'm saying? From a male's point of view, yeah, I mean, or whether or not I want my woman walking outside like that. I don't give a damn what party it is or what
yeah.
affair or
Right.
what it is. It's just something like you said earlier when you first came on, Chad. You said, you left nothing for suspense. I can just see it all there, and like
Mm-hmm.
we have. You understand what I'm saying? So I can imagine, but maybe the woman I was raised around, it was all about class and certain things,
Mm-hmm.
classy and certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Not. Certain shit is
Right.
wrong. I don't care what event it is. Would it? Would you want your man walking around with a see through sheer boxers on shorts as going in?
If that's what he wanted to do, and if he
Is that
wanted to be free,
is
yes.
that is that appropriate in this
It's
street?
a pro. It's, I don't
Is it?
listen. Listen.
Ooh.
Listen.
I don't want
The
to see no
part
sausage
appropriate.
swinging around everywhere.
Uh,
That takes into a play of where we're going. If we go into the grocery store and he got some see through underwear on, why does this make sense? This just does not make sense.
Yeah.
So it's a time and place for everything. So I get where you're coming from, but she wore this at an appropriate time because all of the other female
I
things that
like
you show
that.
are revealing as well. They're all over sexualized dresses showing body shape and everything else. And on top of that, granted, she just did a see through, but that's okay because it's Sierra. And how old is she? She can do whatever she wants. I think she have earned that right to do whatever she wants.
And her husband is standing beside her, doing everything with her. Like, no.
Dude,
yes.
you never
It's
know
an
what kind of
understanding. It's
going on
nothing else
behind
besides
closed
an
doors. So,
understanding and chasing
Yes.
your dreams, I'm sure.
Now I like this. This classy to me. This type shit that I like.
Yeah, I love that.
that's
It's
I
about
love
teasing.
that.
It's teasing.
I need the
Yeah,
umps
I
to
mean,
go with it.
I'm
I
just
love
saying it's
it.
teasing. I can't do the. I can't. I just can't do this. This look like something out of a porn. You know what I mean? I can't. Not in the street. Like no, not. Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
I would ever feel comfortable walking out wearing it at all. But I think that maybe she get like I'm sure her followers has went crazy. Her
Tension.
everything has went crazy this last week. So
Tension. So forth.
attention, exactly.
I mean,
Sometimes I'm sure she's doing it business branding wise for sure.
they everything is not. And when I looked at this picture, because that's why I pulled this picture up first.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these people at the same party.
mm-hmm.
It's the same party,
I know
whatever.
nobody dressed like that at all.
No matter what
Perfect.
the thing.
Dude, that's okay. Listen, you would have been me. That would have been me then. Because I
The
ain't got
one
time to
standing
do
out.
this. How many times have we been
It's
to this
still like
party? I need to do something to make myself still feel like I'm fat. I know
oh yeah.
everybody thinks I am, but I need to do it for myself. And I want to do something that's risque. Because why the fuck not? I would
Yeah.
get too. Probably not to that
They
extent.
gonna judge you anyway.
Right. I'm going to do something like that.
What do you
What's
think about
that?
that? Chris?
What is it?
His
Is that a
back was
child?
like, yeah, that's old boy. But his back
Gambino, Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. I knew it. That's my dude
back
though.
is out on this too. I wish I'd have got the back here. I gotta find it. His back is out on this. You like
Oh
this shit?
no, his back is out. Oh no,
Yeah.
I do not. But
You know how to shit. You know how y'all dresses be,
that's how he
and
dressed.
like from the shoulders down be out. You know that middle that you see what we call at home the tramp stamp. You know that's tattoo.
Oh, so down here, right in the
Yeah,
back.
the tattoo on it. Yeah, and that's where it
Oh,
pick back up at. We call that at home at BMO. We call that the tramp stamp.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
the tramp stamp down here too.
yeah, yeah. So, but what you think about that suit, Chad? What do you think about that look right there?
I don't have a problem with it. I like it.
Cool. Because I'm a Balenciaga trash bag that what Sierra had on. I don't like it. Y'all like it.
I like
I
it.
think he needs something. I don't know. It's just I could picture the back in the back of my head, so I'm like, it's a no for me for the suit, but it's just me.
I don't know if
I
I
like
was
it. It's
bold
not
enough,
a traditional pattern
Not
of a
that.
suit.
It's just the V. How the V is. Maybe it should have a shirt or
but I think
It's
that's
just
how
a
he's
lot.
standing. I think that's the stance with his hands on his
And it
hip.
looked like a romper. How my rompers be around the waist. That's
That's why
probably
I
what's
like it.
throwing me
Because it's a
off.
mixture. That's why I like it because it's a mixture of a romper
It's not a
and
suit.
it's a mixture of a suit and as
Yeah.
well it's also a mixture of masculine
I want
and
to wear something like
both
that.
feminine back.
You said
KB.
you want to wear something like
I
that.
want to wear something like that. I want my suit like that. That's cute. Okay.
So, and look, so I guess what it buttons together right there in the front. Is that where it hooks at?
It looked like it's
Or
like
holding it up?
across. It don't look like a button. It just
Yeah,
okay.
it looked like
It
it's
is a one piece. So it is a one piece.
Mm. Ooh, I'm gonna have to squeeze in that, huh?
It's just one part overlaps the other part. So the top part is overlapping the bottom part, but it is still sewn together. The other it's still sewn together underneath. So you just step into it. You step into it. So it is like a romper for one piece, but it's like a suit. It's got a lot of different situations. I like it. I like how it's tailored. I like how it fits around the waist. I just wish it would
Yeah. I mean, when I look at it, it's something different for sure.
fit.
It's really nice though.
This part is just the part that kind of the part that's up by the shoulders on the higher part of the chest. That part just looks so tight, slightly uncomfortable, but I think it's just because there's not enough support in the back to kind of pull it down. So that the technique wise of it, I like it. That's probably a one night. Now I like this one. I like a little bit.
That.
I like a little bit of a reveal with this braided back. With that like the yarn pull through that back. That's bomb. That's different. It's
it's like it's telling you it's here, but it's not. Like it's like you understand what I'm saying? It's like that's to me that's sexy.
And this is a prime example.
It's not as revealing.
Using fabric as a necessity because they weave in on both parts of the back and then have it dangling like that dangling is like tassel off the hip. That's different. And it's so elegant.
Right, exactly. Elegant is like Ella Raunchy. Now this what made me really want to talk about it because this is LeBron James' wife, right? This what she wears. That's what she wore there, right? That kind of reminded me of like a high school prom, right?
Yeah,
it's white. It does denote some prom vibes, some wedding vibes to me. They said it make her look like a white angel, but
it makes you look like you ready to walk down the aisle with that.
Exactly, wedding,
and it's white. Like,
it's cute, but now this one, I like the concept.
I cut her face off. I'm mistaken. Why they do that?
Yeah.
That whole
Oh
picture.
yeah. Them
I like
colors
the
is a little
concept.
different.
I don't even want to have out there looking halfway crazy. Though. Hold
I
on.
just want to see. I would
Who
love
is
to see
that?
what the inside of it look like the inside of it, because they look itchy.
We still look itchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this one as well. This is giving me some a Western vibe.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that one. And the
I want to see what her
skull.
shoes she got on, because the shoes could have made this outfit or broke this entire outfit.
Man.
That's probably why they didn't show the shoes.
You got broke. No. It's a real pretty dress too.
Hold on. Let me get to the next one. Y'all finish that. So, what's the material on it? Is that look itchy too?
That look like this looks like sequence.
Yep.
Sequence, and it's not it's not I don't. You said that shit's so fucking bad.
I guess we're talking about the I forgot the Sierra, and I agree with him. He was talking about the Sierra outfit.
He said the fucking bed.
You cannot wear that. Then you see how that fabric got
Most
underneath?
definitely.
So,
In the bedroom.
let me pull her down real quick. Who else I got her?
Not in the bed.
This kind of look like.
I like this one.
I'm not a fan of pink like that. Oof.
I like it because of I'm a texture person, and I like the flowers. Those all look like individually
Like, be my
put
flower
on.
girl.
So this looks like hours and hours of just beating and putting the flowers on.
Right.
And it's that silk, so the underlining is not, it's not gonna be itchy. So I like fabric that look like this, where it's now it's giving maternity.
Oh, it's giving beach vibe.
Dude, it do look like I'm pregnant. You absolutely correct.
That
Not
too.
good. No,
Who is that?
that's a trash.
That's also you want to put that in the Balenciaga bag.
Yeah, that's the trash right there.
Yeah,
Garbage.
Chris, turn your
Now
camera.
I wish
Yeah, I like green though. I can't even see that one.
I like this one.
Oh
This
yeah,
one
I love green.
and I like dresses, or not, I like any type of fabric that you can put your hands through, and then become a part of, like, the hand area all going all the way down. This looks like it's almost a similar type of bodysuit dress that Kim Kardashian has worn before. That's what it looks like from this angle.
Now, our special guest that we had today, I reached out to blow backstory. I reached out to him because I was like, "Man, this brother be sharp." Yeah, man. So I'm gonna bring him up because I want to get his opinion. But before we bring him up, what do you think about that shit?
Yeah,
Fly.
I like that color. Yeah, fly. It might be because of the light skin though, but on the light. You know what I'm
So you
saying?
saying the light color bounce off with the light skin?
Oh yeah.
No, because
That's nice. That peach.
I was short though because I wear a lot of light colors to reflect off of me, but black my color though. So,
that's my favorite color too.
That's
And
your
gray
favorite.
and white. Yes. Black is my number one favorite color.
This actually is our special guest up there that's dressed like that. You know what I mean? That's what. I'm a suit guy, so I mean, all I seen was this brother in suits, and he be looking fly with it. So I reached out to him so we could work. I was like, "Man, look, bro, I need you in my suits for real, for real."
Yeah.
I mean, then once we start talking, I realized, like, oh snap, like, man, I mean, the conversation just went left, and I realized that you ain't even really a model. This is what you do on every day out here. When you step out the house, you model. I mean, fresh to death. You know what I mean? whatsoever. We gonna give him a pass today because he sweats like we all. I put the hoodie on. I'm feeling it. It's a dress
Look,
down.
I'm Sunday. I'm Sunday's best. No.
Like Sunday's best. But I like to welcome everybody up. I would like to welcome to everybody up on our platform, brother Chris Barnes. Christopher Barnes, what's up, bro? How you doing today?
Hey, what's
Doing all
up,
right. How
Chris?
y'all doing?
All right,
Fine.
all right. Hey, welcome to the panel. Welcome to the panel. And I know we just had some pictures up and things like that. I wanted to get your input. What you thought about that? I know you can't really. I guess you got to be politically correct.
In a way, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But
but go ahead. Ask a question.
I
I got to answer.
I was going to ask you how you feel about this look going out in public. What you think?
I think it's beautiful, but not for public. In my honest opinion, that's just my perspective. I feel like and I heard all the talks and saw the comparisons. They were like Rihanna wore it and everything like that. My thing is, I don't really care about who wore that much. I'm like I don't go with like the trend or what's the fad to say and all that stuff. My thing is I feel like sometimes in certain cases less they say less is more, but that depends on the setting. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't and then Russell being married to her and all that stuff, it made it seem like he doesn't have any control and all that stuff. However, you want to be careful with that because everybody's relationship is different and things like that. And they'll be like, well, if he allowed her to wear it, or maybe she wanted to wear it, and he doesn't have any say. I'm like, it still kind of doesn't represent them, both in the same in the best light, because you think of just younger people that look up to them, and who might be inspired or influenced by them. Even with what I do, before I even put that on anybody else, I pay attention. Like when I go out, who I'm representing. It's not just myself. And, some people do things for attention. It's a very attention-driven, time that we live in right now with social media, and everybody want to, put everything on the gram and Facebook and things. Right? But I like to be conservative, and for me, when I see women wear certain things, I like to, for, something to be left for the imagination.
Right.
Not just put it out there. I'm like, is that my wife? Man, nah, bro. Like, I feel like it's an embarrassment to me a little bit.
Exactly. Because as a man, we the ones that gotta sit amongst the rest of the men and just see my woman titty and else and gotta hear. Yeah, I mean, and now that game because she put it out there for everybody to see. So right. Yeah, I mean, so that's why I said, some things you just don't do. You know what I mean? I know when I was growing up, my mother used to always tell me, my brother, my sister, when you leave my house, you better have on clean underwear and clean socks. Because ain't no telling you what's going to happen to you. And if I got to come to the hospital, this is how my mother was like, if I got to come to the hospital, you got on some dirty drawers and dirty socks, I'm going to tear your ass up. Like literally, and she used to say, because you represent me when you walk out this door. I mean, you represent me when you walk out this door. So, I mean, it is what it is. So when you get dressed, me personally, I'm a man, right? And if I was single, then we hounds. I know how it is growing up, going to the mall and see the bad girl with the dude. We didn't care what dude she was with. It was like, I'm with my man. And so what? You put that on. Now you done just got your man in a whole heap of shit that he wasn't even planning on being on just because you drawing this attention. This type of attention too. And it ain't like the pastor's gonna be coming. You drawing a certain attention from a certain crowd. I mean, I understand that. But then I understand what the venue or what the event is. I don't got to be politically correct. I don't give a fuck. So I understand the venue.
But to act like this is Sierra's first time wearing a dress like this. She's worn other revealing dresses to the Oscars as well. And then how can we expect her husband to try to control her or like something like that? That's the part I'm trying to get. Like,
especially if she done it before. Like, that's just like it's a reason why she doing that. It got to be for the brand.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Is
We
she
don't
wearing this is somebody else's fashion? She's still getting paid to work. It's still a job.
they say all money ain't good money.
And I believe that for sure.
And
That's
definitely,
But
I
when
think
you're in that industry, if you've already done it 100 times, then I'm sure it's nothing to you now. You know?
but
but
I mean,
now
I believe that
you know,
everyone's focusing on like what she was wearing, but did anybody look at Russell Wilson's face? Did he look
right.
sold about
Uh-uh.
like
He
standing next
out
to
of
her and all that
place.
stuff? Like
They,
Let
what
they
me
he's been
see
wearing?
his face.
bro,
He looked
bro,
beat.
he
He
looked
looked
out of
beat up. He looked
he
beat
looked
up.
out of place. He looked out of place. And everybody was saying that she was there with his husband. He looked like to me that he ain't even want to be there.
Like he
But
looked
they
beat
could have
the
got
hell up.
one clip of him looking mad, y'all. Stop.
His eyes were
I
all red. His eyes was red. It looked like the man was crying in the limo before like
like,
I
please
gotta
don't wear
see
that shit out there.
right. They were arguing. Who
Oh,
knows what could have happened, man? But like
When I
She said,
go to
baby,
the
I'ma do
barber
it.
shop,
the
and
writing's
she
on the
like,
wall,
but baby,
man.
baby, it's for the bag.
She don't respect him. She
Like, I
don't
got
respect
a
him.
She
bag.
like, I got a bag.
Got
I
a
Oh
don't
bag.
no.
believe. I don't believe that she respects him, man. I really don't believe it.
I don't know. I think she respects, but I think it's an understanding, y'all. It's understanding. I'm
Okay.
telling y'all.
Like I said,
I'm sure.
your man make dinner for you and your homegirl. Cook out.
Oh my God, KB, you
She
I can
know.
cook.
only be playing from
Saturday.
experience. I'm in
She
Right.
a relationship, and my relationship is. I wear whatever I want. There's an understanding in regards to who I am. I'm being
Mhm.
free. All these other vultures, sex, that's none of my business. Y'all can continue to be vultures and over sexualize no matter what. But at the end
Right.
of the
so
day, I'm living in my freeness. Maybe I want to be a little risque, but there's an understanding between my partner and myself that that's just who I am. And how dare you try to tell me who and what I can do and can't wear? And
No, for real.
I'm my own boss. Like I do my own stuff. Now I represent my own self. And if I
Mhm.
want to do it, just because, and this is maybe the ignorance in me, or maybe it's the stubbornness in me, but just because everybody else said no, because
you on
everybody else,
He
if I
said
heard everybody, you should not be getting your hair to your knees. And I was like, just because you said that, I got to
that.
do it.
Yeah.
I got to do it. And I'm going to do it in just
You
not black. How about that?
Chad love
What
making
color?
statements.
right,
Statements.
right.
Yeah, it's a statement piece. I feel like she was
Uh-huh.
making, because she knew what she was getting herself into. Her husband, her husband already knew when they walked out the house and when she put it on.
Okay.
When she went to go buy it, like, oh Lord. So if he didn't mentally prepare before that night, that's his motherfucking fault. I'm just like,
Right. And then it goes back to get you a partner that understands you so you can do what the hell you want to do. Okay.
yeah, if you
He should
can't, if
not be
there's no
looking sour in the
understanding, there's
face.
no freedom, and there's no freedom
Right.
to expect each other to be open with each other. He might been uncomfortable, but listen, if she a mockingbird, you better let her do what she's supposed to do.
Okay.
Cause what a
Because it's
mockingbird do,
gonna come
always
back.
come from home.
They
They
some
always come home.
partners. Right. Okay.
I
Exactly.
also
That man good hair need no partner, man. I'm just saying she should be displaying herself like that for the world to see, man. I mean, shit. You ain't married yet, Chad. I know if you got married, you wouldn't be walking around with no fishnet
It
see.
would. See,
You
listen,
be
you don't
walking
know
with a
me.
fishnet see-through boxes
It
Y'all
on.
know
would.
me a little bit more because I'm married. Because, because I'm married.
Now you really acting a fool.
But
True.
I believe that's
Uh-huh.
just one dynamic. Like, you're married, but then you have kids as well.
Right,
Yeah,
you
they
got
gotta see you
kids
like
will
that.
see this and everything. Like, yeah, I mean,
That's
like
true.
all I'm
But
saying is, and
listen,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not a parent, but I've heard all parents say, fuck them kids. This looks like a fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
Cause
Fuck
they
it.
I
eating
didn't come
over
to be,
here.
That's
nobody
a
asked
little.
me. She just said that she wanted to be a role model. She said she wanted to be a singer, an actress. Or not an actress, like
Mm-hmm.
an artist.
It exactly
She was
like
created. I mean, granted, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's good. But
look like
shit, this is
look
one night. One night.
look like fuck them kids. It looked like fuck kids and come fuck me. Let's have some more kids. That's what it looks like when I look at it.
At the party.
At the after
At
party.
the after party.
And my man gonna be sitting over there with that dick face. My wife wore this. Look what
Like
his
he
face.
washed it.
Corner. Like I don't really want to be here, but
Right. But lastly, I feel like okay, married, now you're a mother, you don't want to feel confined. I feel like I talk to quite a bit of women and they don't want to feel like they want to be just identified as just a mother. They still want to, be sexy and things like that. But at some point, it's almost like a last grab of just trying to say, I can do all these things and still be that. But I'm like, yeah, but you don't always have to dress that way. I'm like, I think, I got a pretty chiseled six pack, but I'm not going to walk around like, like the suit that you just displayed and all that stuff. My church but I had a vest on. You know what I'm saying? Like I still leave something for nation and all that stuff. But
me personally, I like that one. But I like that. Like that. That's just me.
Yeah, that's just so sexy, a little revealing, not too much, and I like how it flows.
That's me right there. That's just me right there. But enough of them, because this brother right here with it, he got style too. I mean, that was a tough picture.
Yeah, man, that kind of look like that BC.
I was about to say, look like the childish Gambino look right there. So let me see. Is this the one piece? This the one piece right here, Chris?
He was laughing when he heard that. I know he was.
Nah, but like, look, like you see, there's the shirt is completely angel white. The rest of it is just like an off-white cream suit.
Oh, okay, so it's like kind of flowing down undershirt underneath it.
Right. That's all.
Yeah, it's not like a V cut or anything. It's just a shirt. I like that. Yeah, I like how you styled that and with the pink hat and the okay.
Mauve. That is mauve right there. And then I did the turquoise. I was with my photographer and she was just like, let's just try like some different stuff here. So when I saw the turquoise and I had the mauve hat, I felt like that would be a good combination. Then when I saw the picture, I'm like, with my skin tone, it popped really good. So. But before I was doing music, I did, I draw and I paint. So like I learned about colors early, because my father was a fine artist. So I kind of took that from his side and then I just applied that to fashion. And he could dress really good. My father, like probably one of the best dressed people I've ever, seen in my life, still to this day. So I kind of take that after him.
Okay. So that's where you get the color coordination from.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely dad. And mom could dress, she dresses phenomenally too. Very elegant and all that stuff. So I get it from both of them, but definitely my artistic side. No, I'd say it's from both sides of the family. Yeah.
So
I love it. I love the color.
Thank you.
So with that being said, you was raised in a 2-parent home, pretty much?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes, sir. They'll be celebrating 40 years next year.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. Man,
yes,
they've been married longer than
40
they've been married longer than some of the people on the panel been in existence. You know what I mean?
They've been married longer than I've been born.
That wasn't even thought of. How do they say that they love like staying so long? Do they ever tell you that, Chris? How they stay together for so long after 40 years?
Well, they always say communication, and at the very base of it, they just say accepting each other individually, and then accepting your spouse, and understanding. And of course, that takes time. I feel like nobody just falls into a groove fast because, there's some people that I know have been married for 10, 15 years, and then you'll have older couples be like, nah, they don't know each other.
Right.
Still, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for my mom, she said they're still learning each other after almost 40 years. You know what I'm saying? They're still learning each other because naturally in life, we all evolve. So all 4 of us are not going to be the same people within the next 2 or 5 days.
Exactly.
There's something that's going to, enhance, evolve, and that's just the inevitable about life and how God created things. In fact, not to get too deep, but I feel like God created time for us to really understand who He is, and
to be able to accept things, a lot of things, and people.
So you're trying to tell me that acceptance would be equivalent to me understanding why my wife would want to wear something like that.
In that order.
That is what that is. You have to be able to understand your partner, why you guys are doing what you're about to do, why she feels the need. You have to know the relevance of that and listen to that. So that
I ain't accepting that.
No. No,
So
that's
look.
not where I was
If
going
that's
with
what
it.
she you gotta have a but listen, that's when you say like girl, like
Do
they
not
know who
use
they
my
married
parents. Do not use my parents'
with the
longevity.
Sierra. That's KB.
Look, so I'm taking it your household growing up. It was like pretty creative. I'm saying it's real artsy in there. So tell me
Yeah, you
about
got the piano.
home.
Yeah.
You know,
So started. I mean, my parents would play music all throughout the house. I'm sure we all have that experience where it was Saturday and it was time to clean up the house and all that stuff. Mom and Dad would play everything from Stevie Wonder to Michael Jackson to Prince to Norman Connors to Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Parliament Funkadelic, Switch, all of them. And so I would it was a very just free family, and like we always had fun at the family reunions. And when music came into my life around maybe 1 or 2, because I started playing piano like around 1, but by 2 years old, I went to the Bad concert. My parents, they were able to get tickets, and we saw Michael Jackson live, and I think that's what kind of started the spark. They try to say that like 2-year-olds can't really remember certain things, but I'm a living testament that when I was 2 years old when I saw him, there's a lot of stuff I remember, and like several things are like the sound. The pandemonium and the energy around you. It was almost like a positive traumatic experience because that sound that I heard there, I don't care who I go see. I can go see Jay-Z, or I can go see Kanye West, or I can go see Beyonce. That the sound that what I felt there, it won't compare to any other artist.
Yeah.
It was like straight pandemonium. So that kind of started the spark. And then after that, my parents, they would just bring me tinker toys, so pianos, and I would play on those. I would sing on those. I would try to, pick up stuff from ear. And then by 11, 12, like preteens, I was they got me in a music conservatory, an all-black music conservatory. Studied piano, earned a few scholarships. Once I got to Charles Herbert Flowers High School over here in Maryland, and then I earned I earned 2 scholarships, one for voice and one for piano for over at Bethune-Cookman University. Studied piano performance, graduated on time, did the concert chorale for 2 years, played there as well, and then did jazz combo for 2 more years, and then I graduated, then got to Georgia Southern University and studied recording and digital arts for 1 year, and then got into the music industry with Music Soul Child's people.
Ooh.
Okay.
Been producing ever since.
Yeah. Sounds like it was inevitable for you for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
When you was growing up, right? I'm still in your teenage years, right? You playing the piano, you singing. I guess that's what you're doing. You got little groups that you came up with, little homeboys and stuff. Y'all getting together like a quartet and all that good stuff like that. Singing outside, standing outside, or getting together at the basketball games or something. Singing. What was y'all doing? What was you doing? What was your high school life like?
You are hilarious, man. I was born in the '80s, so like by the time I got like to my teens, it was go-go bands. Go-go
bands.
Yeah, because you down in DC, so that's when they ripping off everybody's music, and so you remaking everything.
Right. I think that's I have a respect for go-go, but I feel like it could have went farther if more things could have been pushed, that were original. Because there's a lot of original songs that a lot of bands like Rare Essence and Backyard, and Northeast Movement, they all did. But like a lot of stuff, I think it's just about knowing the right people, getting in the right room, like that. But go-go bands, I remember the first time I played in a go-go, I was about 11 or 12, playing in some place I shouldn't have been playing at with my big brothers. They were all like older, like in the early 20s and stuff like that. And so when I would come back to school, like I swear I would get swarmed by a lot of people, like, "Yo, we saw you over here," and blah blah blah. And the girls were like, "Oh my God, y'all play so good!" And I was like, I think I got something here. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep going with music, after that, And I don't care what nobody says. I feel like the best support or inspiration is definitely women when it comes to what I do, man. So
women control the market.
Yeah.
They motivate you, huh?
They motivate. I mean, I was like super. I felt like I could fly. That was a hell of a dopamine shot I was getting when I was coming back to high school, man. And I wasn't even a fly as dressed at that point. I was just like still trying to feel my way up, but just having music that gave me a platform. So that was
so out of your music and playing piano and writing, what's your best thing to do? Like what makes you happy?
I love it all. Piano definitely makes me happy, and sometimes I can be a little comical. The business makes me even more happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah. But it's definitely singing, piano, songwriting, and because of the multifacetedness, like
right.
I don't have ADHD. You know, I'll just put my all into one area, and then when I'm done, I'll take a nap, recharge, and go into the next area and things like that. Try to space stuff out. Try not to overwhelm myself too much.
Right. So it's like it's pretty much a talent for yourself, pretty much. You
Yeah.
know how to be able to multitask and do a lot of things at once. So that's why you don't have a joy for one thing.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
I just have a joy for it all. I
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have a quick question. So you mentioned earlier when you said it was in regards to when you say you started music with at one. So you started doing piano at one.
Yes.
What part of that was it always known that that's you? I know you said you went to go see your first one. So you went to go see your first concert with Michael Jackson. So what part of that experience had do you try to harness that energy that you felt and put that into your music?
That is an excellent question. No one has ever asked me that, and I always kind of thought about that. But yes, everything that I felt from then, and even as I've gotten older, and I went back and started watching, his evolution from as a child prodigy to a teen heartthrob to a literally successful superstar. That's rare. That's rare for a lot of people. No one could go from a child star to being an adult superstar, and then in between, because even if people were to pay attention to his in between, you could look at The Wiz. And that showed a magnitude of his talent and his abilities. Like he wasn't done yet. So I looked at that and I know I probably shouldn't have done it, but it helped out in a way. I modeled my life after that. Like, okay, by 12, I need to be doing this. By 13, I need to be doing this. By,
why
these
not?
years, I need to be doing this.
Exactly.
And, there were times when my parents would be like, give yourself some, grace and time. I wasn't even listening to them. I'm like, no. I got something I have to do here. Like, I got awards and stuff. So it was tunnel vision. And I think that was a good thing as well. Like, I wasn't hard-headed. I might have been a tiny bit stubborn, but I knew exactly what I wanted. And I knew that if I didn't have the type of people that Michael had, as far as the mentors or the teachers or the A&Rs, the machine, pretty much, I know I had to be on a different level of discipline in order to be at this space now, being able to talk to you beautiful people.
Man.
Okay, so you said that when you're in the room, there was you just have to be in the right place at the right time, or not the right place. You just have to be in the right place. Be in the right place. When was that moment for you? Do you know that?
Yeah, I had several moments, but I guess the life-changing moment was August 27th of 2010. I literally just turned 24, and I met Music Soul Child's people. Shout out to my big brothers Carvin and Ivan, from Philly, and they wrote his all of his biggest hits like Love and Don't Change and Just Friends, and then they did stuff for Justin Timberlake, Marsha Ambrosius, Poetry, Jill Scott, all these people. And so when I first met Ivan was tired that day, and he was he didn't want to hear anything from any millennials, because every millennial that was coming through his studio or hitting him up through his emails, all their music sounded the same. When he got to mine, he was like, you know what, I haven't even talked to this kid, but his music sounded really, really good. So I'm going to figure out a time for him to come up. And when I came up, my parents wanted to come too, because they love Music Soul Child as well. So they came up and we met Ivan, and that day was amazing. It was because at first he was very low energy, and so he didn't know what to expect. So when he asked me to play piano, there was a dopamine shot that came out of nowhere after I played, and now he was like, okay, play on this keyboard over here, play on this Rhodes, play on this synthesizer, play this, pick this up, and it went from, well, look, you're 2 hours away, you got my number, if you have any questions you can call. It went from there to how available are you? And so literally I came, he invited me back the next day. We started recording for Estelle right after she got off a tour with Kanye West.
Period. Oh,
yeah,
I love that.
That's a blessing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The talent, though. Sure.
So once you started working and writing with Carvin and Ivan, that was your first major, as we would say, big time.
Yes.
First time. Okay.
Yeah, and very interesting story about that too. That was the first record that I started to record, but that wasn't my first placement worldwide into the like introducing me as a artist or songwriter or producer in the world. I did Estelle first. I produced for her, and then we had Tamia. I love her, man. One of the most beautiful voices. We did her next. Her project, Beautiful Surprise, and then Lettucey. Her album was already done. Her Pieces of Me album, and they already wrapped it. But she came in randomly one night in November, and Ivan played some records for her, and she said, "What's this record right here?" And that was a record I almost couldn't even remember that I did. And she said, "I wanted that," and so that ended up being the closer on her project. So Lettucey was my first worldwide release. On Pieces of Me, and that was on my first placement, which is very rare. That earned me my first Grammy nomination.
And what was that song on Lettucey that you did?
It's called "I Gotta Get to You," which is number 12, the last one. Yeah.
Pieces of Me.
Yeah, number 12, "I Gotta Get to You," and that was my intro into the industry, and I remember that it was a lot of time in between before the next record, which was Estelle, was to come out. But and I was wondering, I'm like, man, everything is just moving so slow. It's moving so slow. But then in November, I'm this is when I was still at my parents' house and all that stuff, and I was just chilling on the couch watching TV, went to sleep, and I woke up to a text saying, "Congratulations, youngster, you just got a nomination." And I was like, "Say what?" I thought I was dreaming. And so I called my mentor. He said, "Yeah, you just got a Grammy nomination. Congratulations. All right, we'll talk to you later." Click, click. And I was like, I woke the whole house up. I woke the whole house up.
Right. So let's talk about your actual music. Like, what gets you in that zone when you get into that writing zone, into that create zone? Yeah, I mean, what are some things you be looking for? Like, what gets you in the mood? Is it just see something, you hear something, you think of something? Like, how does the magic start?
Sure. I just think of my biggest musical heroes. So that would be Michael, Stevie, Prince, and some people might, feel a little strange about this, but D'Angelo too. So I get into I just listen to the biggest albums for me and all that stuff. Of course, whenever I'm about to create, I always listen to Billie Jean. I don't want to give too many of my secrets out, but it's like what I think, and not really think, but what I felt from that record as a child, still feel that way now. So then I try to emulate, be like, how can I make something to feel that captivating, that can really pull people? And sometimes, I really feel like God, if anything, I thank God, not just for giving me the talent, but also, funneling something through me. So like a vessel,
Right.
I feel like sometimes I'll just relax and he'll just, flow something through me, and then that'll just come out,
So now was Lettucey, was that your first nomination? Was
First
that
nomination.
the first? So it came
First
from the
Grammy
Lettucey project. It came from the Lettucey project,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Mhm.
So before you even get to the nomination, you working with Tamia,
Yeah.
right? And then Lettucey came. It came about. What else was you working on? Was it just then at that time, or?
It was just those three at the time, and we were just doing a bunch of records. We did a record for Mario. That was cool. That was great. The only thing I got pissed off at him because he leaked it. He leaked it himself, and I'm like, dog. I'm like, when you leak stuff, that messes up the paperwork, and for us to be able to properly release it. So that was okay.
He was a hungry kid for Baltimore. He wanted to let everybody know that he wasn't bluffing.
Yeah, man. I wish he could have
wait.
just somebody could have been around to be like, yo, chill,
Dang.
let's package this the right way. But let's see. Oh, we did stuff for Jeremiah. He came in the studio a few times, and then we did some stuff for Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, New Edition, and Aries, and I think we did some stuff for Eminem as well. We were just throwing records out and just seeing what stuck.
Okay. So now you work. So what happened? You never wanted to be an artist yourself?
I decided to kind of go the independent route. I've learned that there was a lot of freedom with that. Because the more I started to learn how, certain machines work and things like that, some stuff can be very restrictive. I never wanted my, expression to feel like restrictive and things like that. I always went to the whole thing. If it made sense, I'll go for it. If we, can benefit properly, fairly, I'll go for that. But in the meantime, I just release stuff independently for myself and still like produce and songwrite, for other artists and stuff. It's of course, people think of like, oh, you want to be able to get on a Billboard 200 or you want to be able to get a #1 and things like that. My thing is sometimes you don't know how things are going to go. And that's how I've been living my life, because I really didn't think I would get into the industry until like maybe 37 at the latest, and doing other things. So sometimes I just don't think about stuff. I just create. And sometimes I'll make certain records and I'm like, do I feel pretty good about it? Maybe a year later, I might release it. Like I've gotten to a point where I let stuff marinate and simmer before I put it out. So, but to answer your question, yes, I do still put out stuff independently, as an artist.
Some little things you can work on when it marinates and simmers.
Yeah.
But there's an importance in that, because what I've learned, because I'm a fashion designer and I'm an artist, and what I've learned is everything that like you have the imagery and the creation for was not meant to come out at that time. It wasn't meant to be like you created. It wasn't meant to be given at that time. Some things it's just it's a time and a place for it. And some things when it's created, it's not meant for right now, but it's meant for something in the future. And all the task was needed for you to do was just to create. Well, that's the cool part in it, because a lot, we interview a lot of artists, and myself. I find myself in you get to like a writer's block, or you get that artistic block, and you're like, oh Lord, and you're like overthinking, and you're thinking too, you're pushing yourself. And you mentioned something earlier. You said just relax,
and
then it will flow. And it's something. It's the hardest thing to do. When did you start learning about about that part about your gift?
I think my dad always had a way of calming me down, and it's that classic thing. Parents just know their kids. They like every child is different, so you're gonna talk differently. And my father will always tell me to calm down, relax, and and continue, do your best, but also pace yourself, and don't look at things as a race. Things are a marathon, because I see people win really fast, and then 2 years later you don't hear anything from them. Sadly, the industry chews them, spits them out. So I've learned to be strategic. I like being strategic more and taking my time and thinking to make sure stuff falls in its proper place. Or and sometimes I'll just wait for God to tell me.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. So when did you decide? I'm gonna start. Oh, actually, let me reword that. Do you have a time when you after you finish creating something where you think back on it and then you oh, I could have did this better, or you think back and you just critique yourself, we are our biggest critics. Do you do that to yourself, or do you just kind of no, it was good? What do you do with that?
Man, sometimes I feel like in the moment, right after you finish it and you're getting it mixed and mastered, you're like, oh man, I could have did this vocally differently and all that stuff. But sometimes, like you said, not only are we our biggest critics, we overwhelm ourselves because we want to just put all of this expression into this particular record, whatever we're working on. But then I promise you, when I don't listen to it for a month or two and I come back to it and I listen to runs that I might have been thinking at the moment that I would do, and I listen to what I did, I'm like, oh, yo, that's different. No, we're keeping that. So I've learned to kind of just relax and be like, yo, maybe it's dope the way it is. And it's good to have an engineer who's not a yes man, who will be like, yo, it's done. It's done. Somebody to stop you sometimes.
Right.
Because we can keep going and going and going, but you
especially if you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, that perfectionist thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So how do you balance being multifaceted? How do you balance, and how do you ground yourself?
Oh man, how do I balance? Sometimes I'll just turn everything off. Sometimes, and I'll just watch Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. Because I'm not even a big TV person, but I love my imagination to be filled. Or inspired by something, or I don't know. I'll go out on a date with a young lady and all that stuff, man. Take my mind off of it, or I'll go see my parents and check on them, see how they're doing. Maybe go hang with my baby sister and my nephew. Go up to New Jersey sometimes, or just I treat myself a lot more now than what I ever did. Sometimes I'll just take myself on a shopping spree. Sometimes I'll go to the mall and I won't even shop. I just love to see, different things, different, images, scenery, and get inspired. Then I'll come back to the studio on a Friday night and just like knock something out. But I don't rush anymore.
So boom. So you get nominated for Lettucey,
Yeah.
right? What's next? What happened next? Where did his life spin for Chris now? Now you Grammy nominated Mr. Barnes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I woke up and I felt different, and I was like, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah, can't no one take that from you.
Mm-hmm.
So what was next after that was Estelle. Her record drops, and then I get my first TV placement on this show called Single Ladies back in 2012 that had Vivica A. Fox and a few other. It was all like a black, Sex in the City type of thing, and it premiered on VH1, and that was amazing. Just seeing that happen. So that was my first licensing type of situation, and then Tamia's project comes out not that far after, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I know what Tamia is to a lot of the purest artists. I know that she's respected, she's a phenomenal vocalist, but when you're in this industry, you're like, well, who's the machine pushing more, and who's politicking more to get more radio airplay and different things like that? And that's when I learned how the Grammys work. And then I walk into another Grammy nomination. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, chilling after a church rehearsal, and somebody texted me and said, "Congratulations, you just got another one." I'm like, "Nah, man, she didn't get nominated. Like, if she got nominated, it might be R&B song." I saw R&B album, and I got in my car and did a no, I didn't get my car. I ran out of Buffalo Wild Wings. It was freezing cold, and I did a victory lap around the complex.
Yes.
So
celebrate.
That was I celebrated that, and things were just moving fast. And then next was the DMV homie Raheem Devon, who's become like a big brother. So I produced for him on his A Place Called Loveland album. Almost it's going to be a decade. So I was 20, 26, 27. So yeah, when that came out, and then after 2013. Oh yeah, 2014. Me and my baby sister, we buy our first house. Our parents wanted us to, live together and learn about home ownership together. So that was cool. So I built a studio on the first floor, and we started working with Stokely from Mint Condition. Now, I think for me, that was the highlight so far in my career, because I grew up to Stokely and Mint Condition since I was a fetus. And so, when it came to bands, dudes who could play instruments and sing, if you do any music with them, you're respected. So after I did his solo project away from Mint Condition, and it was called Introducing Stokely. And the record, I'm gonna tie this back in now. The first record that I did for Estelle, remember I talked about that? That was the first one that didn't get placed.
Yeah.
7 years later, now all of a sudden, she's featured on that song on Stokely's project. So some of the stuff, will be put in a time capsule. Somebody will listen to it like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I was 24 when I did that record, and when it came out, I was 31. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was cool. And
That's beautiful.
Time. It's still
this is what I need.
It's still gonna make some sense.
Right. And 7 is one of my favorite numbers. I'm gonna be spiritual. That's the number of completion right there.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. And then after that, I got accepted into the Grammy Association, a voting member. I had all the credits, all the nominations, and all that stuff. And then my Grammy nominations finally came in, because you had to join to be a part, before you can get all your plaques and things like that. So then now they're hanging in here.
Now I want to double back, right? Because I heard something that made me. You said your parents wanted you and your sister to go through the first experience of home ownership together.
That is so
Yes.
That was so that gave me a thing like you was being groomed from since you was 1 year old. Like
they were
like
strategic, and I was like,
why not with your sister?
And then break down.
Hey Chad, check your mic.
And start a family.
Check your mic, Chad.
All that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's wonderful because y'all grew up together, I'm sure, in the same household, and then you're gonna grow together, and then I'm sure y'all gonna branch out and learn so much. Yep. Instead of being like out here by yourself, scared with people you don't know, and trying to figure it out,
Yeah, and
So
mom and dad were smart because that whole thing that a lot of black families, some still do. Like by the time you're 18, you're getting out of here. That's still a
Right.
child. That's still a
that's
Right.
the
child.
wrong way. Hey man,
That's the wrong way.
you don't even
Yeah.
understand where I was going at with it, and it's just crazy that you just said that. That you said
Mm-hmm.
that, right? My response is that that's the wrong way. I always said in our community, we rush. The first thing you want is, I can't wait till I'm 18 and get out of mommy and dad's house. And I told this story
Man.
before on the program. It was with on our sports side. The house that I respect the most in the hood was the house that we called Clown House growing up, because there was so many of them in there.
Mm.
But now, as we were older, once I became of age and I understood, I was like, "Damn, Mr. Nelson did his right. He did it
Yeah.
right. He had
Mm-hmm.
his kids in the house. He had all their girlfriends, all their kids in the house. And when I say it was a clown house, it was a clown house. They was coming out the windows. There's like 20 of them. Big up to the Nelson
Jesus.
niggas. You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all had
But
a
when
ball.
but when they left, but when they
Mm-hmm.
stepped out into the world, they stepped out with substance. They stepped out with a bank account, with a home, with vehicles already, stuff that most people at 19, 20 years old, when you step out, you don't got nothing. You got to make it.
Mm-hmm.
They already stepped out with one leg, 2 feet in the game, their family, and I was going to commend your parents, because what I realized when you said they wanted your sister and them to go through the housing experience together, that made me really realize that, damn, he been doing this since he was 1 years old. They was
Right.
training him. He was one of your a 2-parent household. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
advocate of 2-parent households, right? And how when two unions, you said communication and the plan. Yeah, man.
Acceptance.
Ain't nobody. The biggest team is your team that's in the house starting out before you walk outside into the world, right? And I just want to commend your parents for what they created. You understand what I'm saying? And how they what a good job, the job that they've done.
Yeah, they
It's
did awesome.
Thank
your
you. And shout out to
product of
mom and
what,
dad.
right? Your product of, they might not have known that you'll be this, but you understand what I'm saying? You are that product. They put it in you. They put the effort in you. Shout out to my
Yeah.
mom, and dad, but they put it in you, right? And I understand. I just want to applaud that. But but yeah, man, that's different. Yeah, I mean, you really don't hear, you hear people going out to get their own house, but not doing it with their sibling. You know what I
Right.
mean? You learn the game and establish and give y'all a
together. So it's not like one sibling is learning it and the other one has to learn the other way. It's
Right.
Right.
unanimous information.
Yeah.
and you're going through it with, if you have a bond with your sister, like all
Mm-hmm.
brothers, how I feel all brothers and sisters should have. Yeah, man. You know they ain't trying to fuck. You know they
Right.
ain't, they ain't trying to get over it. It's 50-50. Whatever we do,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to have a relationship with my brother like that, where when all else fails, we know we ain't getting each other. You know what I mean? We got to worry
Right.
about everybody else. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when two heads together making a move and understanding it and doing a business, that when it's real. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing about like being in business with people that you love, but it's real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Man.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you
that,
need that support.
Mm-hmm.
You
Most
need
definitely.
that support.
and
Loving support.
And then me and my
do
baby
it.
sister living together. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You
No,
said y'all work together too?
oh no. We live together. We were always me and my brother, like, because we're brothers,
Okay.
like we had a specific bond. But then I found out what type of bond I had with me and my sister. We're both funny, man. Like we're
Right.
hilarious together. And so and I've always been protective of my sister, and not to put too much business out there, but when certain family has certain conditions and things like that, like you all said,
Mm-hmm.
your parents, they know their kids and things like that. We needed each other at that moment to help each other, in
Right.
other ways, financially, God, blessed us, to do well and all that stuff, and manage things. Our parents taught us how to manage money. We learned about the stock market and
Mm-hmm.
IRAs, investments, and trust funds early and all that stuff. And I make sure I share that with people, now. But other things that, my baby sister is still my baby sister. So, there would be times when she would knock on my door like, Chris, I need this, blah, blah. And I would go into this mode,
Yeah.
like superhero mode. I'm like, baby sis don't know it, I'm gonna fix it. If I don't know it, I got Google, I got YouTube, I'm gonna figure it out. And we learned a lot, so that was like a phase 2 in early adulthood. You got your first phase, trying to figure it out like your
Maturation.
parents, like that. But that
Y'all
was
were
good.
mature. y'all were mature.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good you can mature like with somebody that's got your back, like somebody that you love, like
Yeah,
literally. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
And that's
'cause
it. It
y'all,
was instilled in y'all, and it was shown too. So that's a lot. That's the
yeah.
difference sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Most
so
definitely.
boom. So now we have about what? We have about 2010, 2012 right now. Hold on, we got Estelle. That's the last thing you
Oh well,
nominated on
Tamia and Stokely from Mint Condition. So now we're about 2017.
Yeah.
seven,
Mint
2000.
condition.
Yeah,
So okay, so what you been doing lately then? Because that'll bring us about right around the corner. What you been doing
right around the
lately?
corner. Let's see. Man, a lot of great things. By 2018, I'm in a different space mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm seeing, a new level of what's the word I want to look for? A new tax bracket that I've never seen before. Praise God. So I'm
Yeah.
managing stuff properly. 2019, I got a call from my big brother Rudy Currents. Rudy Currents is the cousin to Donald Lawrence, and he's like an artist in his own right. He was signed to Disturbing the Peace, which was Ludacris's record label for a while. Did some stuff with Quincy Jones and a few other people. He went totally independent, hit me up, and I did he wanted me to do a track for him for his EP. We do the track for the EP. I don't think nothing about it again. That's normally the style of how I go. Once I do a record, that's it. Will Smith at that time, made him go viral, made the streams go up out of nowhere. Like, and put him on his page. And that was when Will was picking up steam, on social media. And then by 2020, I bought my second house. I bought a property, flipped it, and now I'm into interior design as well. So, everything that you see in here, this was all designed, by me, things like that. And then, oh yeah, well, those interest rates were very, very low too. Shout out to the interest rates of 2020 because like I got locked in 2.9.
That's when
In 2020, for real.
That's when Donald Trump was in office, though, right?
Yeah,
Not right now.
Right.
Yes, he was 2020. He was in there.
Right. So I was getting some
That's
blessed
when I
benefits.
came to Oklahoma. That's when we came to Oklahoma, 2020.
Nice.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So a beautiful blessed interest rate, and guess what? 2020, I could put this out there. I saw another shift in tax bracket because I'm like, I thought when everything shuts down, I was like, oh, that's it. Well, maybe I have to dip into the royalties because I try to be an intelligent, athlete, but in the musician realm, like where I'll touch the endorsement money, but I won't touch the royalties. Like we call that, like in IRAs and trust funds and all this stuff, for the older part version of yourself. But it was a surge in work, and next thing you know, Raheem Devon hits me back up. And then there's this young lady by the name of Alex Vaughn, that I did some work for. She's from this area. She just got signed to Summer Walker's record label and all that stuff. So next thing you know, I'm producing for her and all this stuff, and like I'm knocking out like whole albums within a day, probably within 5 hours, just doing like co-production. People were just sending me stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, here's the invoice for that. Here's the invoice for that, and I'm like, well, damn. I'm like, I don't have to work for like the rest of the year, and I only work for like 2 or 3 months. And I'm like,
awesome.
and that was around the time I bought, the second property. And then 2021 comes, and that's when Boyz II Men's Wanya, the lead is one of the lead singers from Boyz II Men. He has these 4 boys. They're named Juan Moore. So they're blowing up on TikTok and on IG. They get signed to Meg Thee Stallion's label 300, and they're also imprinted through Mary J. Blige. So now I produce for them. Their album literally came out, or EP just came out 2 weeks ago. If y'all want to get it, it's called just the Juan Moore, WANMORE EP. And the record that I did for them, me and my team, we did I Call Your Name, which was a Switch cover that we recreated and all that stuff. So I did the strings, piano, Rhodes, synth bass, synthesizers, and all that stuff. My mentor Ivan did the drums. So y'all can definitely go get that. So that was the next thing that came that I started working on. That finally came out 2 weeks ago. And then I did some work for Mary J. Blige. Because those are her artists. So did some work for her, and then I was and during this time, as far as the summer from 2009 all the way to now, I still do this thing for the community, which was a music summer camp over at the Public Playhouse. And so I serve as the music instructor over there during the summers when I want to take a break from just all things in the industry and be able to teach the next generation about music and things like that. As a vehicle for other things that they would like to do in life if they don't want to do that. And then like around that time, or like in the middle of doing the summer camp, I get a call and they were like, "Yeah, Mary J. Blige needs this record." So I had to kind of jump back in for a little bit, into the industry, and then literally jump right back out the next day and go back to teaching the kids.
Through that.
So now was 2022, still gearing up for one more. Just a lot of performances, gigs, songwriting, production, still doing stuff for my team, of course, and with Alex Vaughn's people. And then now 2023, the top of this year, I scored my first movie. Yeah, with the Hallmark Channel. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Yeah, so now I'm in the movie scoring. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
look.
Now you ready?
Yep.
So how is it? How is it scoring the movie? Because that's what we're going. So what you don't know is we're shooting a TV series out here. Yeah, I mean, it started right here on this podcast. Have a lot of things around us, a lot of talent around us, and just ideas, and already having scripts and things like that. Is okay. Boom. We at this point where we shooting a TV series, right? And you said you're scoring. I'm working with a young lady out here, like I said, a band, Seraphina Bird, and she's going to score our album. This is her first. This is our first. You know what I mean? And we're doing it from the ground. We're doing it from the mud. You know what I mean? So tell me, how was it your experience scoring your first score?
Auditioning and all that. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Shout out to the other big brother and business partner, mentor, Carvin. The other half of the team. So now I've been working with Ivan for the first 12, 13 years, and I, still do. But now I'm working with the other one, Carvin, and I'm seeing how different both of them are as a production team. And so he hit me on December of 2022 and said, "Little brother, we got this opportunity. Hallmark reached out. These are the people that's going to be in the movie. This is the name of it and all that stuff, or they're still deciding on a name." And so he said, "I want you to work with me on, scoring the movie." And we had like a collective of a team. We had several people who were doing production, songwriting, singing, and all that stuff. It was just a shout out to the Ring Music Group out in Philly. And so I got in there and we knocked out everything at least in 3 to 4 weeks. But the process of scoring, even though we knocked it out pretty fast, totally different than doing production and songwriting. And I thank God that I play in church, because you have to really pay attention to the scenes, read them the best you can, try to feel, the emotion, and let that funnel through, whatever you play, as far as for me, like piano keys, synthesizers, strings, and all that stuff. And each emotion calls for different instruments. So I thank God for the classical training, because that actually helped, which caused me to be able to emote a certain way with the orchestration, or with pianos or Rhodes or organs. Some stuff had to have drums in it. So the team, they would do some of that. I would do some of the drums too. But it's definitely different because you're following the words, the script. Even we don't have a script, but we're just going off of what they're saying and reading the scenes the best we can. And sometimes, I'll never forget this. The president of Hallmark would actually call and say, "Hey, I like this." 2 days later, go back and be like, "Yeah, I'll listen to it again. Yeah, can you guys change that?" So it's that type of tedious process. You definitely have to be patient and open-minded. And I think I stretched myself to a whole nother dimension.
It was stressful.
So you said, what they do, they gave you the finished product, or not the finished product, but they gave you the product of all the acting and everything after it was edited. And then you had to sit down and put music to it where you wanted music to go at and all that good stuff. And you said you had to take, and that's I'm looking forward to sitting on our panel, but I know it was pretty fun. I guess you could say it's pretty fun. I know it's exciting because it's an important piece, whether or not people know it or not. But that music right there that just let you know what the mood is, what the atmosphere is, what the feel is right now that this scene as it come on, as it exit. That's really what's, that's really the the part that gets you for real, for real. That lets you know, like, oh shit, something about that. Or yeah, you understand that really, like when you watch anything, you watch the
It's
movie,
emotion.
Yeah.
that
Get the
yeah,
emotion.
that emotion, it's that emotion, and so I know you was excited. I know you're excited with that. It is that project? Can you tell us what the name of that project is? Is it coming out soon, or you got to be on hush hush? What is it?
Oh no, it's out. It came out like February 26th on
Oh,
the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. The name of the movie is called A Nashville Legacy. And
Nashville Legacy.
it's a great story. The stars are Pooch Hall from The Game. I'm sure you guys probably watched that back in the day. The
Mhm.
Game. So Pooch Hall's in it, and then Andrea Lewis, who was Drake's girlfriend in Degrassi. So she was in it. And you also have a few people from this show back in the day called Amen.
Mhm.
And one of the guys from Harlem Nights who was the boxer who had the stutter problem.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna kick your ass. Dude.
yeah. Somebody about to get knocked.
Yeah,
Like that's one of my favorite.
that's
You
what it was.
remember that?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he's
the
in
Harlem
it.
Nights. Harlem
Yeah,
Nights was the shit.
Mm,
funny story. When I was when it was I think it was the second week. We were in Act 3. We were in Act 3, and it was the second week. I come in during the middle of the week, and he's like, "All right, Chris." They had they got a big old screen set up and a keyboard, and I'm working with Carvin right next to me, and he'll be like, "Okay, like this, Chris." Nah, nah, nah. He'll sing something. I'll play it there. But when the scene came up with Stan Shaw, I was like, "Yo, I recognize that dude." I was like, "Yo, that's the dude from Harlem Nights." I haven't seen that dude in a good while, man. But people they took really good care of themselves, man. I love to see like the elder stars still doing it, and
right,
healthy
looking good.
like that, But acting was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Superb. So yeah,
Now, you ever did any acting?
I'm looking forward to doing some acting soon. I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. Now, of course, modeling. Of course, you want to do some modeling. I know you're into that because that's your thing. That's again. We definitely going to collab. We're going to go
Yeah,
down and collab. Yeah, I mean,
most
I got everything we need. So
definitely. My man.
whatever, yeah, we can do whatever. Like that's what it is. But so boom. So now you scoring.
Yeah.
Now you scoring. Yeah, I mean, now what you think in the future? What you got going on? What's your plan? What's the next? I know you set goals. I know you got goals, and you didn't
Yeah.
already achieve some. What's in the future? What you looking for? What you looking to do? What you want to accomplish next?
Well, not just scoring movies. Everything that you touched on, as far as like being in the movie. So prayerfully starring in a movie very very soon. Keeping some things under wraps, but I'm reviewing some scripts, some potential opportunities, and even with Hallmark, they said that they would allow us to do cameos. When we record the movies. So keeping my options open, and allowing God to just funnel it. I try not to think too hard. Like I was telling my man in the nice sweater over there, man. Like I try not to think about too much stuff. I just be like, whatever God has for me, I'm just gonna continue to keep working and stay focused and stretch myself and advance myself, in my own ways. So I've been filling the studio up with new instruments, upgrades and things like that. So some things I'm, just learning. It's almost like going back to the basics and relearning things to kind of expand more of my knowledge and stuff like that.
Now, Chad, that nice sweat over there. I'm pretty sure he made that. Chad's the designer. Chad, you made that? What you got on?
Yeah,
You got
That
that
is
on.
nice, man.
Oh yeah, I like
that.
that.
thank you.
dope.
Thank this
Yeah,
is
you did
Wild
that.
Volume 1. I have 3
Talented.
volumes. Thank you. I
Oh, okay.
appreciate that. Thank
Let me
you.
look into
Yeah.
that.
LivingCoolLLC.com.
Hey,
Yeah,
plug.
that is nice too. So you can make anything, Chad. If I'm okay,
This is my prototype for my purse.
Oh my God, that is too cute.
So volume 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Nice.
check you out. I love that.
Yeah,
Do an awesome job,
trying to
Chad.
dibble. I'm dibbling, dabbling in a lot of different things, trying to keep my, options open, and I'm learning new things. So
Right.
it's like, oh, why not? Because
Let
everybody like
God be a
bangs.
vessel for sure for you,
Oh, most
Chad. I
definitely.
love
Thank you.
that.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
That's nice, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So they so where we at? You said you want to do some acting. Yeah, I mean, like what about on the music scene? You gonna drop that Chris Bond? that you know what I mean? You're gonna drop that you're gonna do a
To the
tour.
Chris
I
Paul.
have some things on the way coming, so I will definitely keep you posted. I got, I'm
Yes.
always creating,
You got
so I'll definitely keep you posted on when, new singles drop, visuals, And my thing is, I like to drop whenever I drop a single, I drop the visuals the same day. I like to give like gifts and presents, for
Yeah.
people. So that way they don't
Hmm.
have to worry about when the video coming out. Like give everything all at once. Some
Right.
stuff. One thing I love about doing what I do is if I want to give something away for free, sometimes I'll do that too. I think as a consumer a lot. So,
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be able to do what I do and all that stuff.
so
One day I
while you
might give a whole project away for free. Who knows?
Yeah. I love how you're there for the community and helping them with, a lot of
Cause
people
that's
want to be
big.
artists. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
big. Not
That's
only
big.
doing what
You
you
what
love,
you
but you're showing people
and
too.
you giving
So
it back. Giving
yeah,
back
giving
is
it
like
back.
Yeah.
a big part that we forget to do when and we
Right.
get so caught up in our creativity and our tasks and our goals and what our mission is we forget about where we used to be when we wanted the same opportunities and
Right.
Hmm.
providing that to the next generation. I think that's so important. So to hear that you do that,
Yeah.
Man,
you
thank
need
you.
to get it.
Yeah, because we only have one shot at this, man. Like I look at that, and that's why I think I go about things the way I do.
Yeah.
You got one opportunity, one life that God blesses you with, man. I'm not about trying to fumble, my path or like mess things up and all that. You already got enough people trying to do that. Don't
Okay.
like the fact that you're winning. And so you just
Mhm.
I try to make sure I'm doing the right thing, but still be smart and position myself and be limitless. I believe that we watch these cartoons. A lot of stuff is fiction, but what I do believe is real is that we all do have a superpower. Now, does everybody find their superpower? I don't
Hmm.
believe so.
No,
Life.
they
I'm
don't.
still learning about life
No.
at 36. But some people do. Find their superpower, and my thing is when you understand that, you're cognizant of that. Utilize that. Work hard, and
Mhm.
find a passion. And I tell this to all the young artists coming up too. As much as we have a passion for the art, we have to have a passion for the business as well. Knowing
Right.
how to, read contracts, negotiate contracts,
That's
renegotiate
important.
contracts.
That part
Yes.
right there, because
Yes.
what I've learned,
Not
like
getting
I
taken
like
advantage of, period.
when you're
Right.
an artist,
In
yeah, when you're an
business.
artist and you don't even know yourself or understand the contracts that you're getting yourself into, you be like, maybe I'm just only speaking for myself, but when I first started and other people saw the potential in my creations more than I saw the potential in my creations because I was just, creating.
Hmm.
There's so many people like you're almost in the sense of use me like not in let me just in layman's terms like you like I'm in a mindset to create, I'm in a mindset to learn, so challenge me.
Mm.
And so doing that I realized that I was also saying use me.
Mm.
because because at the end of the day it's like everybody doesn't have the same intentions that you have when you create, but they had an intention on why they asked you to create that potential thing.
Hmm. Right.
And when you create it and you give it off, it's like you gave something that invoked like something that anything that invokes emotion is very powerful. So it's like you give that away and just like you start to realize people will get away with your people will take parts of you.
Yeah, and that's very important, and that's why, like, even with me, some people might not know. Okay, I'm a Gemini, right? So I'm
I
passionate
knew
on both.
it. I knew he was a
I'm,
Gemini. When's
I'm
your
passionate.
birthday, Chris?
June 5th. June
I
5th.
knew you was a Gemini.
How did you
I
know?
knew it. You so busy like me.
But
Busy.
I'm passionate on both. Okay, or we're passionate on both ends. If
Yeah.
we really, really love you and we like you, we are rock. We're gonna, give you the shirt off our back. We'll give you a place to stay. We'll feed you. If you try
Anything.
to screw us over, we're just as
It's
passionate
over.
on that other side.
Right.
So I give people an opportunity to
Gotta
do
go
the right
somewhere.
thing, and
Right.
grow. And once again, back to Michael Jackson for a second. People think that people who know me personally, like, oh, you're a Michael Jackson fan, you love Michael Jackson. I'm like, no, y'all don't really understand the model and the blueprint that he left for people. I'm
That
like,
Right.
when he bought
exactly.
when he bought that catalog, people don't understand what type of power that young black man at 27 had.
That's why
And
Hmm.
I got rid of.
and yeah, at that
The
time,
principal.
I'm gonna give a quick little
See,
history lesson.
you
I'm
better
gonna give
go
a quick
ahead. Yes, Lord. Okay, I love me some history
It's the
lessons in the Catholic
principal.
with Michael Jackson. Go ahead. I love
so
this.
back in 1985, Michael Jackson found out. Well, actually, no, late 1984. So after Thriller was kind of calming down, he won his record-breaking 8 Grammys and all that stuff, changed the world musically. His lawyer at the time, John Braca, inquired to Michael because Michael wanted to get into buying publishing because he learned that from Paul McCartney when he went to stay at his ranch, back in '82. So Michael wanted to get into publishing and ownership. So the ATV catalog goes up for grabs in late 1984. Michael finds out about it. At the time, at top of January or the top of 1985, he started to do "We Are the World." So he's getting that song recorded and prep. But literally after the sessions, he's going back with his lawyer renegotiating on the ATV catalog. And at the time, it was rumored that Paul McCartney was the richest musician in the world. But nobody knew the type of money. They couldn't really track like how they do today, how much money like Thriller made alone. People didn't even know how much Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, album made. The Off the Wall album bought the Havenhurst home for the Jacksons, and some people didn't even know that. But Michael received a $50 million back royalty check from CBS Records, which is now Epic Records, and they said that it was rumored that he used that check to buy that catalog. Okay. So in a way,
I heard of that.
Yeah, he got the check, and literally within 4 hours after he outbid Yoko Ono, which was John's wife, and Paul McCartney, because they both been winning together. Michael outbid both of them, and then when Paul McCartney found out, he went to Michael and said, "Why would you buy my songs about blah?" He's like, "Well, you told me about it back in '82. You said you want to make more money, buy the catalog." And then Michael asked him a question. He said, if you value your music so much, why wouldn't you pay half? Or no, why would you pay half and not pay the whole price for it? Michael Jackson became richer than Paul McCartney in 4 hours. Wow. In 4 hours. But after that, then all of a sudden, Michael gets in the Guinness Book of Records. I might be out of order a little bit, but they said overnight they started just, the tabloids started coming after that. It's the model of whenever a black person comes into power, there's always some type of ridicule or some type of witch to try to tear that person down just because they have ownership. But also, what a lot of people don't know, fast forward 9 years, in 1993 or 1994, Michael wanted to buy Marvel Studios, but then the allegations come out even harder. So imagine if he would have owned that. Disney owns Marvel now, so. Yeah. It's so much history out there. Michael it was bigger than music for him. So that's when I'm working with artists, I try to let them know it's bigger than just the music. Make sure that, when you don't want to do music one day, you have other streams of income. I want my people specifically to be more business minded and savvy. It's good. It's great to be talented, but it's also great to be talented in the business side of things too, and try to learn. If you don't know, it's okay to ask. It's okay to, we got Google, we have all these different advantages and resources now.
Right. Look it up for sure. Find a way. Different resources out here now for sure.
Yeah. So I hope that history lesson helped.
Good history lesson. I love Michael though.
They killed Michael's catalog. So is that a lot going on?
Well, now people are selling their catalogs now.
On the back, trying to be ahead of the game, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have to deal with that pressure.
Yeah. At one point, Michael felt like he did everything that could ever be done in music. So might as well move into the movie section and own it. After he bought that catalog, there was a drug that went off in him. Man, he was like, I just want to keep owning. But that's if we learned anything from Martin Luther King's last speeches,
that's when they gonna hate you.
Yeah. Martin's last speeches are very revealing. I definitely suggest that a lot of people watch everybody wants to get hung up on Martin Luther King as far as the I Have a Dream and all stuff.
The warnings.
His last speeches, that'll really show who Martin Luther King was.
Yeah, I felt I led my people into a burning house.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the warnings that he was saying in regards to what he started to realize when he started getting in the rooms where the people were plotting against the communities that he's activating for. I don't know the verb word for that.
Yeah. Activating folks. Look, he said activating.
With that being said, R. Kelly
didn't have his bag.
Oh my God.
Last week.
What did you say?
R. Kelly just gave an interview last week.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
He sure did.
Something that I learned during the interview is He's not locked up for any child pornography or any sexual offense or anything.
No.
What is he locked up for then?
Oh, great question.
Right.
He'll tell you.
What is he
He'll
locked
tell you.
up for?
We know what he's locked up for.
He's locked up for racketeering.
Man, these people.
That's
play too
because
much.
listen, he was so there's like some things when you get acquitted from, you can't get rebacked
Right.
accused for. So
Right.
that
Double
because
jeopardy.
he was marked out with double jeopardy. Because of that happened, he had to go they had to go a completely different way to put it around his neck because
Yeah. For him to
he was
get
doing
hung
too
for it, and
much.
he's gonna
He
be out
felt
doing the
too
same
bad.
thing.
Kelly got a big catalog.
A huge catalog, man.
I bet he do. As soon as he get out, he gonna sell that.
R. Kelly wrote for Michael Jackson.
Kelly, go sit down somewhere.
Didn't R.
Don't
Kelly
get me wrong. He's a good artist. I like a lot of his music, but at the end of the day, it's just like that's just where it stays.
Yeah.
Like I can't do nothing else.
I can't do nothing else. That's exactly where it stay over here. I ain't got no support for you, but I'm gonna listen to some of your songs. I ain't gonna lie.
That's support.
Right.
That's
Right.
Well, I can't help it. I mean, if it come on, I'll be jamming. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Like, damn, I forgot. R. Kelly,
Right.
you know.
Right. Got on my nerves.
I'm
Got on my nerves.
he been
You
calling
cannot
him
not jam
Pied
on Top
Piper.
Kelly.
So motherfuckers ain't know what the Pied Piper was. You need to look it up.
Man. Pied Piper. What is that?
You don't know the story?
No, I don't think I looked into that one, y'all.
The story is deep. You'll see why he calls himself that.
Yeah.
So we've been new.
It's
I don't even know how to
disturbing.
spell it.
Disturbing. You gonna find it. Google gonna help you. Google gonna help you.
I'm good on it. I don't even need to know.
They Pied Piper.
Oh, Pied
Yeah, and all his
Piper.
songs.
It's the sound of it.
It sounds just how it sounds.
Look. I see.
I said that because we talking about how important catalogs are, and I know we making it. I'm making it a joke, and I know I just threw R. Kelly out there, but I threw his name out there for a reason. Because when you look at people with big catalogs like Michael Jackson, the Prince, the Whitney Houston, all these people with these black folks with these big catalogs, they all had strange sudden deaths.
Yeah.
Like that's why I went there. That's why I said
R. Kelly. And at the end,
R. Kelly just went live Tuesday. He just went live. I just seen.
I mean,
and when what I realized was, wait a minute, you're not even in jail for the sexual shit that I thought that was all over TV. That ain't even what you locked up for.
Right.
So everything that the media stirring up and everything that was going on, this is what I was saying. Everything that was going on, what we think that he in jail for, that ain't even what he in jail for.
That's crazy.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right. That's why I said it, right?
So how long did he get?
25, 30.
He got 30.
Goodbye, R. Kelly. Goodbye.
But he telling
I don't care what
this
the charges is. Shit.
That's because this is what aggravates me about that whole situation, because you wait till the foot was on your neck to blow a horn and start to be a whistleblower. Nigga, keep your mouth shut. It's too fucking late.
Bye. I'll see you about 30.
You gotta go listen to this. You gotta go listen to the story, y'all. Okay? The way it ties in is.
I mean, but listen, the devil always comes to collect.
Right. Your catalogs are important. Catalogs are important. When we're talking about catalog, that's your body of work. Real basic. That's your body of work.
Well, how much ownership does he have of his own catalog?
So you hearing? So he owns it.
Because
so
that's the part. Are you sure? Because he don't. R. Kelly, I don't know if it's still true, but he can't read rate, and he had a lot of people read and write his stuff for him.
Sense. By this time, don't play shit.
I'm just saying now. Are you sure that he read understood the contract that he was signing in regards to ownership of his catalogs?
He understands
a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, I think he know how to read a few words.
Understanding
enough. Get you some value with something.
for something right now that we think otherwise. We think he locked up for something else.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man, they'll wipe you out for anything. I'm sure you didn't do something somebody didn't want, you know.
Question.
You
We
didn't do
question
something.
Whitney Houston death. We question Prince death. We question
Mhm.
Michael Jackson death. All those deaths of people that own that catalog, we question.
Did you not hear that what Michael Jackson called one of his closest people right before he died and said he has a feeling that they are trying to kill him. So if he comes up dead, it is not what they said.
Right.
That's what he said
They all
in a
say that
when he
too.
called them. When he called I forgot who it was, but he called somebody and I listened to that voicemail over and over again because I was distraught. And the
Yeah.
crazy part about it is I just danced Thriller for like I was doing it for school, but the kids at this camp found out that I did it, so they all asked me to do Thriller. So we did the whole entire song. After that, then I get a phone call, and then like one of my mother's friends called me and started laughing. You know he did. I was like, no, he's not. I just couldn't
What?
believe it. I just literally performed him. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, she didn't call you. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
break your heart.
Yeah, she was like, I knew. He said, I knew you was gonna. I knew you love him. I know you love
Yeah.
him, so I just wanted to let you know. But he said it with joy in his heart, and
Oh, okay.
that was the part that distraught me. It's
Yeah. But still, they would be like, okay.
Yeah.
Because once you're a fan of those, they say they cry and mourn just as bad as anybody else.
I remember where I was.
Where was you at?
I was driving. I wasn't that far from my parents' house. It was 2009, June 25th. I'll never forget. It was like maybe around 2:15 p.m. And my dad called me. He said, "You know, Michael Jackson died." And when somebody tell you that don't make no sense to you.
That made no sense. No, he didn't. He doing this is it.
First.
But they said something about cardiac arrest, and the funny thing is, I was listening to Michael Jackson earlier that day, and it wasn't the typical stuff that I would listen to Michael Jackson from. I was listening to Ease On Down the Road because just like Chad was saying, I was preparing some kids for the music summer camp, getting music ready for them. And when I was listening, I just said to myself, I'm like, yo, his voice was so electrifying. I'm like, people try to be like, oh, greatest entertainer. I'm like, no, the dude can really sing. He's like one of the greatest vocalists.
He was very talented.
And I'm like, at 19 years old on the set of The Wiz, you're singing like that. I mean, I know you were dope as a child, but even as a teenager, my dude, like his voice was crazy. And that was it. I just said, his voice is very electrifying. And then 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, he's dead. I'm like, wow, crazy. Wow.
I dropped to my knees. I dropped to my knees where I was with the horses. Oh, I dropped. I was crying. You could have told me my grandma died.
Man, they said everybody was crying when Michael Jackson died.
I know exactly what I heard. I was at the barber shop with my son, and my son looked up at me and was like, "Dad, can't even get to teach me how to dance." I said we was in the barber shop. You know what I mean? When that came across, it was like 4, 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Yeah, I remember that.
I was saving all my money for the This Is It tour. I was like, you know what? I was too young then when he first came out, but I was like, I'm going to this one. I will bankrupt myself. I got to go before he died.
Funny thing, Chad, my dad, I was finishing up school. My dad said, I know you love Michael. You're like, for your graduation gift. Like when I was about to graduate from Bethune-Cookman University, my dad was like, I'm going to treat you to Michael Jackson. Them just were like $2,000. He was going to pay for my plane ticket, fly me out to, Europe or wherever it's going to be overseas. And put me in a nice hotel. My dad had everything planned for my graduation gift. So when that happened, I was crushed. I was like,
oh my God, I would cry.
Man, like I believe everybody went through this thing where it's like, wow, I was 23. I'm like, you mean to tell me I got to go the rest of my life without Michael Jackson? I'm like,
yes, because I planned my whole life. I was planning my whole life because, like, in my head, I told, like, literally when I was a kid, I told people when they asked who my father was, I said either Michael Jackson or God. It was either one of the two. It was Michael Jackson or God, and they were like, no, he's not. He just, and I tell them some random over detailed story about why I am his son. And sometimes they believe me, but I was like, yeah, that was in my head, that was my least fairy godfather.
You said least fairy.
Yeah, he's at least he was yeah. But I also have. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just someone who looks at certain things, and I'm like, at first I was like, oh, he's completely dead, but then I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm like, no, don't go there. Don't think that way.
Yeah. Oh, because I saw a picture.
Yeah. And Chad, how much do you know what Michael Jackson used to do when he was a kid? He used to play pranks on people, didn't he?
Yes, that was one of the big. And he used to do disguises. Like he used to do all different. Like when especially when he went out. Like he loved to do that type of shit. When he went out in public, he would do full blown out disguises that were on like the movie. Like one of the ones that he did was off of Ghost. The music video Ghost. That white man. He has done that disguise in public before, and I was just like, oh. Are you sure? And I saw somebody that looked almost like him. And I saw a video of the ambulance that had him when they dropped him off at the hospital, and I zoomed in. And I did see somebody get off of that bed. Not to be conspiracy.
No, that's a thing. He might be alive. I don't look at myself as a conspiracy theorist. I'm just someone. I'm on a truth, type of thing, and I look at things and I'm like, well, let's just do probability in our heads, or just think.
Let's just do facts. I'm tired of y'all.
Right.
It's time for me to go.
You live most of your life under a camera. I mean, wouldn't you probably want your grand years to be kind of, private? And
then on top of that,
you're dead.
And then on top of that, everybody has been saying before he died that Tupac faked his death.
Man,
so wouldn't that give you some type of inspiration? Some type of like, okay. I'm about to plan this strategically. This is it. And then you say, this is it. This is my last tour. And then you come up dying before your tour ended. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, but I'm just saying, factually, that's ironic.
I think I would love to do that if I was famous.
I think they killed him for his catalog.
But
I do kind of too. I feel like it was something with business. They didn't want him to be able to get that catalog.
But shit. He had a whole lot of music after he passed away. There was a whole lot of music that he did not publish, that he did record, that he didn't, that they put out. And then it was like the same thing with Prince. That's the same thing that happened. He had thousands of songs he never put out.
It's happening to all people that
they publish it.
Allow people that make it and that do exceptionally well. It seems like, except Oprah. I mean, allegedly. I mean, it seems like. They all have mysterious deaths. You understand what I'm saying? And
well, that's because Oprah is not talking about the same thing. Oprah is talking about some of the outside things and some of the deep inner, but she ain't talking about who's directing it and who's controlling it.
Look, when she was speaking up,
telling all the secrets.
She was speaking up about that beef, and they told her shut up. She shut up.
I would have too if she wanted to.
That's because she know. She said, "I know what I have, and I know what I'm working with, and I will not put that in jeopardy."
They killed David.
I'm gonna speak a little bit on it, and we're gonna talk about it in hints. And I hope that you catch the hints when we talk about it in interviews with other people. But you will never hear me say it out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's me.
Right.
Quiet Kim.
So, all I know is that I think of the time when Michael was hiding, from the U.S. and Russia. He had connections with the Russian president who hid him. They hid it like he was hiding out in Russia, and the Russian government was cool about it. And they were
about it.
Like, protecting Michael. So I'm just saying, you got that type of power as a black
man. About it. Yep. With that much power, and all you got to just say, you didn't even have to say anything. You just walk into the room. And they're gonna be like, "Oh, whatever you need." If he said, "I need you to fake my death, bury my body, burn the whole place down, and get me together and hide me," I'm pretty sure, all of these things that we did strategically throughout my years. I was just testing. Let me put it all together.
It just makes sense, Ed. Like I said,
because I would do it. and I was following after him, so I would do it.
I was
He's
following
funny.
after him.
He said, but I give it a 50. I'm like, hey, he could be dead or he could be alive. But I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
he's all the way dead. So
Well, no,
So look,
yeah.
so CB, so Chris, they um, if you had to give advice to up and coming artists or anybody wanting to get into the music business or anything like that, because I'm telling you, I feel as though it's I know it's a lot of talent out here in Oklahoma.
mm-hmm.
A lot of talent
Hmm.
all across the board. Everybody, my two co-hosts, they both from Oklahoma. Chad, a designer. Monique today, she's a stylist. You know, she do hair. It's a fashion podcast. But as far as music, it's a lot of stuff out here they just don't know. What would you tell them?
Yeah.
What would be your piece of advice? I mean, there is some people out here that's doing it. You know what I mean? But on a mainstream, like I told them when I first moved out here, I ain't never heard it. It ain't on my radio over on the East Coast. Well,
Come on, okay.
but I learned some things and I seen some things. I see like I said, it's a lot of talent out here, right? What would be your piece of advice for 'em?
I would say whoever your favorite artist is, you can study them musically, but also study, how they were able to be positioned in the certain, spaces that they were in. If I was to take a break from Michael Jackson, I would look at Stevie Wonder. I'm like, like who was his team? Find out the people that were connected to him. And this is by God's design again. I met some of Stevie Wonder's family. And they said that he always had his lawyer, his teacher, his mother never left his side. His mother never left his side until she passed away. But like you just facilitating a good, strong support team around you, even if it's just your parents or your cousins, or your brothers or your sisters, relatives. Have some, people who can support you and might want to find out some information to pass to you, and don't pigeonhole yourself. Everybody and their mama wants to be a singer nowadays. Everybody and their mama, thinks that they can, buy some equipment and be a producer. My thing is really study, those greats and understand what made them so phenomenal and great. And then you start to emulate that, and then you find your own greatness after that. But you also educate yourself, like I talked about with contracts and understanding how to read contracts, or see if you could try to track down an entertainment lawyer. That's always a good start for me. That was the first thing the first thing I did once I got in the music industry. I went straight to the credit union and opened up like the IRA and the investments and all those things. But after that, I met with an entertainment lawyer, and his consultation is normally $300 to $500 for like 25 minutes. When he met me at 24, he just saw how focused I was, and he said, hey, like right after he went over all my contracts, and he was like, these guys are being very fair, man. I think you might want to continue to work with them. I was like, thank you very much. He said, oh, that's going to be about $300 to $500. I said, oh, okay, no problem. I'm like, how do we want to pay you, cash or card? And he said, you are really on this, young man. He said, tell you what, it's free. It's on the house. He said, you're on the right path. So it just depends on doing your own individual homework. Whatever questions you have, I would say ask those in Google. That's all we do. Like, whenever we have a question about certain things, or go on YouTube. There's a lot of tutorials and things like that as far as how to not only network but build relationships after you network and things like that.
That's the important part, because you can network all day and not build a relationship. And then, because then you network and then you don't have a relationship, and then you call just like, hey, I need you to do something for me.
Right.
That sounds a little bit different when you're asking for something. When you have a relationship or not. So that's actually some key advice.
Yeah. Excellent, man.
They one of these days we're gonna have to get you back on here, Chris. I mean, where we critiquing the fashion show, where we live or some shit like that, because we definitely gonna work. Yeah, I mean, like definitely got it in the making. But I like to say congratulations, giving you your flowers. Like congratulations on your accomplishments thus far. I know you got a lot more in you. Yeah, man. I can't afford you yet or my set, right? But my plans is to have my seasons pick up my series, pick up and carry on seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons. But not saying that I can't afford you, but I just want to work with like the me personally, the local talent that's out here, the people that have it. I mean, I see something in them, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I believe in you. Like I know what it takes. Like you know what I mean? And they really have what it takes, from the designers to the artists, the singers, the musicians. You know what I mean? It's a different. I mean, this is where Black Wall Street was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, it's an artsy town. I mean, artsy state. It's just artsy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, all the way around the board.
It's
But
hidden art. Hidden art.
It's a hidden treasure, Chris. I'm telling you, like I tell my brother. I tell me and my brother had his phone. I said, man, it should have hidden treasure out this motherfucker. Like for real, man. Like, man, I can go here. When I first got here, I'm gonna tell you, because shout out to Carver and Ivan, shout out to Mike Mack and Bishop, of course. Yeah, I mean, when we first got out here, right? I went to this place called Ice. Now, I'm East Coast, right? I'm Baltimore. Right, so I walk in here free. First of all, I'm like, damn, I'm going in. It's free. Crowded and everything. Who this imposter music soul child up here on the stage? But he blowing though. Like I can't even knock him. Like he up there doing this thing. Shout out to Cooley High. You know what I mean? And that's what I got. I went live on my shit. Like, yo, they got it there. Like, yeah. And I just came in here and it was free. And it's like live music. It's like they just gigging in it. This thing really can sing. Like he really up there blowing, right? The band really playing. And I was like, oh man, this shit is like love. Like at home, I couldn't find a spot like that on a Thursday night. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, right? So, and then I see artists just getting up there performing, and I'm like, wow.
It's a lot of. I think it's years of suppression, and it's in generations, and it's starting to come out in this new generation in art.
Yeah.
And so as you have a lot of booming of different types of creativity, and it's beautiful. It is. We do need a direction. There's a lot of us that need a direction here.
Cutter is out here doing this thing. Shout out to Cutter. Yeah, I mean, I am not gonna knock him, but it stays so big, man, bro. It's just like a lot of talent. Just like home, it's a lot of talent at home. You know what I mean? In Philly, everybody in Philly do that thing. Everybody on the East Coast already do that thing. Yeah, I mean, but it's just different. It's just different here. That's what I would say. The vibe is different. The sound is different. Yeah, I mean, but when you of music, you appreciate different. You appreciate different styles. You appreciate like, oh, damn, like, so y'all do it this way.
Yeah. It's like a re-renaissance period again. A lot of art. As far as piggybacking off what Chad was saying, a lot of stuff might have been suppressed, things like that. And now, like with the next generation coming out, like and I think even with millennials, man, like I love my generation. It's a love and somewhat of a question mark, because like sometimes I question what certain millennials do, but like I feel like we're becoming our parents now. We're going into the adult, full adult stage, and we're figuring out like how we're gonna continue to go forward while bringing up the next. So I just think of what I'm doing and making sure that's setting up somebody. All my failures and all my triumphs. Hopefully that helps out someone who wants to come up next.
So you got shout out.
Most definitely. So, where can we find you? Where can we find you?
Facebook, Christopher Barnes, nice light skinned dude in a peach suit with the Bobby Brown haircut. IG. Prince Chris, PRINC 3, no E in there, PRINC 3, CHRIS, Gmail, and TikTok. Yeah, that's a bad. Hey man, I put that together myself.
Okay, I see you. Okay, so I'm looking you up now.
Nice.
Yeah, you already caught me an interest in regards to how you plan, and then you said you planned around Michael Jackson, so I'm just like,
yeah,
somebody else I need to study.
My man is on it, man. I like that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite suits, the one button. And I like accessories, so I got like a. What do I have?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, a royalty.
Think about this.
I
Man, I was
knew
about to say,
you
like, that's
was
not me, man. That's my man Donald Glover, but he's always been weird, man. But hey, respect to the weirdos, man.
Yeah, I will wear that. That's me. I will wear that.
I mean, it's cool, man. I just feel like the jacket could be a little longer, but whatever, man. Like,
because you said a one button, right? And I think that was
the one button right here.
That was a 0 button. That's what you said.
That had buttons. No, that had buttons.
It had 2 at the bottom.
Yeah.
But you said step in though.
It is a step in. It's still a one piece, but for it to be, if you did not have them buttons together, it would be too loose, and that left shoulder would look like it would have been like way up here. So he had to bring it in because it's not that much structure in the back for the front part to be looking right.
That back all the way out. The back is all the way out there. I'm trying to stamp and everything. The back is out. I was like, what the fuck is this? But hey, more power to them though, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I designed it. I'd make a nigga some shit like that if that's what they want. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But
you can give me something like that for the TV show for Chico.
So you want something like that? You want something
for a business meeting.
If you want to do a suit, then we can do some shit. We can do some wild shit for the set. Yeah, I mean that. Come on, let's do it. Yeah, I mean that ain't nothing to it.
And KB, shout out to you, man. I appreciate all the love, man. I like when great artists recognize other artists as far as what we do and like how we dress and things like it's a statement. You're displaying who you are and all this stuff, and that's why I like some of the colors that I do and all that stuff. Some people be like, people who are ignorant, from this area in particular, not everyone, but they be like, yo, you like, no, like everybody doesn't have to be that way, man. It's like, I just started to dress a certain way. I'm like, I feel like, when a man is wearing a nice, well-tailored suit, that's what, women to us are when they're wearing lingerie. When they see us in a suit, they get that same impression. So I love, man, I know I got a lot of suits. I probably got like maybe 20, 30 different suits and all that stuff, but like,
go ahead.
Yeah, and with all of those, you got like 100 or 500 different suits because you can intertwine different things. Experiment, man, and when stuff is just well tailored, and the type of cut that you want. I got some stuff with one of my personal tailors right now, man. Like I'm being more daring with colors and cuts and different patterns and stuff like that. And I'm like, I love that. It's everything. I feel like what we do creatively that transcends or transcribes in other areas of guard, things like that. So yeah, man, I'm all about.
That's like I said. That's what initially when I first saw his pictures. Yeah, I mean online. I didn't even know that we was linked to the hip the way that we was linked to the hip. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. I mean, it was just like, boom, me just being a tailor. I'm like, damn, that brother look good in shoes. This nigga, he wears shoes all. Man, let me reach out to him. And that's just me being me. Like that's me saying, yo, bro, you look good without saying in Chadway, yo, you look good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, yeah, man, bro, I put you in one of my suits. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, voila, I'm like, oh man, this who the fuck I'm talking to? Like, god damn, well shit, you doing that too, Dick. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, we just giving you your flowers, bro. Yeah, I mean, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You look great doing it. Pause. Yes, I'm saying on East Coast shit, but I'm just you doing your thing, man. And I can see you, man. Shit, I'm gonna have to get you on the script. I can see you performing and doing everything. You got a great spirit with you. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And it's good to see it another brother. You know what I mean? Doing what he doing. You know what I mean? Being successful at it, being humble about it as well too.
Thank you, KP. And shout out to my parents. Love my mom and my dad. They did.
Hey, because they did that. When I get children, I'm gonna think of Christopher Barnes' parents. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Well, y'all get of age, you gotta live together. You have to. Yeah. I saw what it created. You gotta live together.
Right. Right. And you know what? My mom, I want to piggyback off of something you said, KB, when you were like, it was like certain things were ingrained. My mom's mindset, I got to give my mom a lot of props. Dad definitely on the business side, analytics, mathematics, art, intelligence, all that stuff, logic. My father's a brilliant man. My mom is also a very intelligent woman, and she said that her kids were her business. Like, these are our investments right here. Each and every one of us, and she said she was not going to falter nowhere. Her and Dad were going to work together. These are investments, all three of us. And by God's grace, me, my brother, and my sister all did well. My big brother is a teacher at Rowan University. He's a professor, Dr. Barnes. He teaches music, education, teaches. He just got 10 years, so congratulations to my big brother. My baby sister works in the government. She's doing her thing, man, at Booz Allen. And, so I'm happy, man. And then my parents got a Grammy nominated son, so I couldn't ask for anything more.
In that order.
So they probably and the reason I guess I picked up on that is because like I came out here with my brother. I brought my family, but I came out here like me and my brother, like business purposes.
Yeah.
Shit. Who else am I going to bed? And that's why I ask certain guys. I hear certain guys talking, and it's competition in certain people's household.
Yeah.
I mean, and I ain't talking friendly competition. Like it's friendly competition is good. I mean, but I'm talking about this competitive, negative energy in certain households where I ask questions that I don't even experience. That like, yeah, that's my brother. Like, and I know that you have it, and I know that I've seen siblings that don't get along. Right? Yeah, I mean, but I was raised on we all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was raised on. We all we got. So yeah, I mean, it was. Nigga, we moved 1,500 Bama. We in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we bring the family with us. Yeah, I mean, and so I could see that, and that's why I was like, yeah, I guess that's what triggered in my mindset, like, damn, his mama made him let it go. Cause I'm sitting here computing in my head, like, damn, what if me and my brother, like, nah, we got an age gap though. But what if we would have from college, straight from high school, would have went to, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how my mind back here going. Yeah, I mean, but hey, everything happened when it's supposed to. So
100%.
I ain't complaining because I've learned I've had life lessons throughout. Yeah, I mean, to be able to be where we are today. But man, I gotta write me a Grammy nominating track though. I gotta do that. I ain't reached that level yet.
Just hit me up, man. I love making tracks.
But definitely, like I said, we got what we got going on. I know some shape of how we could get you in there, get you going. You understand what I'm saying? Collab some way, shape, form, or another. Because this our TV series is gonna be called Walk. It's about fashion. It's about fashion. It got everything that you need in it. The hood shit, the corporate shit, business, the dreams, the family. I mean, everything is in. I mean, and that's what we're working on now. We're gonna be shooting in June. We're gonna be shooting that.
Birthday month. Okay.
That's your birthday month. Yeah, we're gonna be shooting in June. Yeah, that's for Gemini.
Actually, I think we're gonna be. You said your birthday is June 5th.
Yes.
Shooting June.
Yeah. 5th. Yeah, we'll be finished the day before your birthday, I think.
Whoa, man!
With the filming, isn't that it?
Yep.
You said what?
June 1st to June 1st, 2nd through 6th.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. Okay, so still in there.
That last weekend right there.
Okay.
That's that last weekend.
Might have to probably be apart, man. Who knows?
Hey, man, it's pretty. It's peaceful out here. Like, I can have that wild shit. I grew up in that. Grew up in that.
When you think of the Southern hospitality, Oklahoma has more Southern hospitality than like Texas or like Florida or like some other places. So, we the Midwest, but I feel like we have a lot more Southern roots than Midwestern, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Most definitely.
So it's a whole lot more calm here.
Yeah, it's sweet, man, bro. I'm telling you.
This was
It's chill. It's
fun.
laid back.
Well, we need to
It's
shake it
real
up.
laid back. It's real laid back, and everybody got it on their hip. Yeah, man, it's like you would never even expect it. It's just so laid back. It's just so different than what we experience and what I'm used to. Yeah, man, completely different. And I like it. I like raising my grandkids here.
Nice. Young granddad.
I like raising the grandkids here. You know what I mean? They happy. I know they secure. Yeah, that's the major thing for me. Like shit, everybody safe. Everybody good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
You really the dumb shit that you get into at home, I don't even go on out here. So you can just easily just stumble into dumb shit at home. Yeah, we can go to the corner store. You know what I mean? But it's just a different mindset. It's a different mind. I love it. Everybody, all the niggas can leave. All the niggas want to leave or go home. I'm good. I'm a brother now.
Oh well, I'm leaving.
I want all this cheap land. I'm putting I want all the cheap land, but it's cheap. I'm trying to say it's $1 million at home.
Yeah.
Right, 200,000. I'm just saying that's what it is. And I'm like, wow. Like we getting robbed on the East Coast. Like, man, what's we doing? Like, I'm telling you, it's like they live on the way how we lived on top of each other at home.
Yeah.
Man, all right. I'm just mad. I'm more mad that like I ain't come out here after I did my military stuff because one of my best friends in the military was from Lawton. Yeah, so that's where he from, and I can't even get in contact with him. You know? Yeah, I mean, with him. But he was from Lawton, and I always said once I first got here, I said, damn. I said, I know it wasn't built up back when I came. But if I'd have came out here and saw half of what's going on, I'd have stayed just like I came out here and I was like, oh man, I ain't going back. Fuck that. It was just that simple. It was just that simple. Like what? Like man. And I got everybody else moving out here from Texas. I got my best friend moved to Houston. My other one moved to Dallas. People in Tulsa now. You know what I mean? I got family out here. Like everybody that come out here be like, wow. I understand why my cousin moved to Arizona and come back. I understand why his sister moved to Austin and ain't come back. You know what I mean? No. I understand. I ain't coming back. I got to, yeah. But I like Oklahoma though. It's pretty chill. For what I need of it on the back nine.
Yeah. Right, well, this was fun, man. This was definitely
man.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Congratulations to all of y'all are doing too.
Yeah, we appreciate you for being on here. I'm tipsy right now. I've been drinking this red wine. I'm almost finished. Yeah, I mean that's what we do up here. We get on here, we talk, we learn, we have a good conversation, we support each other. You know what I mean? So people want to reach you, they can reach you at Christopher Barnes on I guess all platforms.
Christopher Barnes on Facebook and Prince Chris on the other socials. So PRINT number 3 CHRIS. Prince Chris at Instagram and on TikTok and Snapchat.
Anything you want them to support, anything you want them to go get, go buy, go whatever.
Man, for anyone who's watching the whole entire, amazing interview, Lettuce's projects, sales projects, Tamia, Raheem Devon, Rudy Currents, Mario, Juan Moore, future Mary J. Blige coming soon, and a few other people. Oh, Alex Vaughn, and check out that new Hallmark movie, Nashville Legacy, starring Pooch Hall and Andrea Lewis, and a slew of other great actors on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. Check the calendar on Google; it should be coming on again. And we got some more stuff in store for you. Some more movie scoring and more singles and projects coming out. More original stuff from me coming out. So yeah. Hey,
Juan Moore is the shit too. They the shit. They got I've been following them since they've been dropping their little shits. It's been for a few years.
Yeah,
You see me in their comments. I be in their comments. They got some sisters too, right? I'm
yeah,
taking that. The mother and the father got to be able to sing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So definitely Wanya, of course, from Boys to
okay.
Men, but also his wife. I think she's a
Ah, so wow. So you know what? They do look like some little boys to men. I didn't even know that was Von Gay kids. I ain't
hence the
know
name
that.
Juan Moore.
I know now. Yeah, it makes sense now, but I didn't even, bruh. I've been following them. That's how I know they got sisters. He got a whole lot of kids. Like, dang, all
Yeah,
right, bro. I hear you. I hear you. And all I'm saying, and I was like, at first, I didn't even know that they was brothers for like first part. Because
yeah.
they've been out since they've been little, like the Jackson Five, for real, for real. I know one of them, the oldest one, kind of older, but I remember when he was young.
Yeah,
Because then the little sister popped up, and I was like, man, where's she come from? Like,
they are
and the
killing
other
it on
sister,
IG. They're killing it on IG and on TikTok. Them and because they're coming out. They're what do you call them? The Zennials and all that stuff. They're coming out like heavy hitting, man. The team is pushing them good. I was just glad that shout out to once again my team, my mentor Ivan for getting on that joint quick and early because I knew a little bit about them and all that stuff, but when I started to see their climb more and their EP was approaching, it's like every time a new project drops, it's like Christmas. It really does feel like Christmas, man. Especially when all the paperwork is done, everything's been taken care of, the checks have been cut. When it comes out, and you listen back and you understand the world is listening, to the product that you're putting out and all your effort and hard work. And also, fun fact, that record was partially produced in here. So in this in my home studio, and then I sent it to my team, and no, Ivan put drums on it, and there was another guy who I think mixed and mastered it. So, but everything in here, all these keyboards, all that stuff was, created in here. So that's also makes me happy, knowing that stuff can be done without having to be in LA or New York or Atlanta. I'm in Maryland, man, and I was able to
right?
build an industry for myself. So God is good.
Hey man, you doing your thing because one more is one more, one yeah, all the ones they doing their thing. They are hot.
Talented,
Y'all go
all
check
talented.
them little boys, and now that it all makes sense.
Yeah.
They sound like boys to men. They sound like Take Six. They sound like those guys back there. Now that makes sense. And I was like, I'm just thinking, like, man, when I first looked at them, I thought they was from Africa somewhere. I swear to God, I did. At first, I thought they was from overseas. The very first time when they was little, and then as they grew and started growing, I was like, no, they from here. But yeah, they got a good sound. They got a good sound. I want to see more of them. I
Oh
want
yeah.
to say, like I said, I'm all in their comments. I've been reaching out to them since they was little. Like, yo, God, I ain't know their father was Boys to Men. Though.
Yeah.
I did be surprised. You'd be surprised. But that's what it is. What else? So what's that? Nashville?
A Nashville legacy on the
The
Hallmark
Nashville.
movies. Yeah, Hallmark
Look,
movies and mysteries channel. Yeah.
look out for Mary J. Blige coming to drop. Look out for one more about to
Mm-hmm.
drop. Or they just dropped. Right.
Yep.
So support them and all that good stuff. And brother, it was great having you here. Love the conversation. Chad, you got
Thank
something else for Chris?
No, I answered all the questions. I would like
appreciate
to meet the energy in person.
most definitely, man. Thank you, Chad. Thank
That's
you,
Oh, no
KB.
problem, no problem.
Yeah.
that's what it is, Chris, brother. Hey, we love you, bro. Thanks for being you, being humble, man. Keep up the good work. Keep pushing up good product. You understand what I'm saying? And we here to support you. We'll be reaching out. I'll definitely be reaching back out to you in a few. And that's what it is, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
Love y'all, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
See you
All right.
later.
All right. I'll be safe now.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So we in here. Good show, good show, good show, good show. That was the brother Chris Barnes out of Maryland. Chad and Monique. Y'all know how we gonna do it. So we gonna y'all hit me up, follow me and everything. Tell me how you think, what you think about the show today. Leave it in the comments. Share it. Share it. Share it, share it, share it. All right. Yeah. So I thank everybody that joined us today, that sat with us. I wish my girl Honey and the South Philly would have came on. You know what I mean? That'd have been love, but it'll be all good. It'll be all good. Good show, good talk. Thank you for everybody that subscribed to the channel, for being here with us. We can be back here next week. Yeah, man. At the same time, we're gonna do what we do. I'm trying to some other days on. So I need a host for something else that I want to go on, but can't be. That's so much shit going on. It's hard to even do one once a week, twice a week. If you got sports on Thursdays, we had to cancel the last week, 2 weeks. Have other things to do, but we got ideas for this channel. We're gonna grow this channel. We're gonna make this the new that. That's the whole plan. That's the whole goal. Support everybody. Everything is round on for us, by us, like a true boo. If you need a suit, holler at your boy. If you need a hat, holler at your boy. I got Mr. Herb Gotti, your brim ring. It's prom season. He sponsored the valedictorians and salutatorians. Hit me up. Let me know what's going on in the community. Oklahoma, I'm talking to you. Maryland, I'm still doing what I'm doing. Stated positivity. What you put out into the universe comes back to you. And all that good shit. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling good. I'm going to go ahead and sign on now to my girl, Honey LeBang. Love y'all.